This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. 2003, the 9-6 Minnesota Vikings are playing on the road. A win in this game clinches a playoff spot for the Vikes. And with the Cardinals entering the contest with a record of 3-12, it looks like Minnesota is headed back to the postseason. The ball is placed at the 28-yard line, but with the Cardinals down by 5 and under 10 seconds remaining, a field goal does them no good here. As such, it's up to quarterback Josh McCown to heave up a Hail Mary for the incredible comeback win. But a lot is happening here. In fact, there was a lot of drama coming into this moment. I sure hope that you enjoyed our latest edition of Rewinder. Make sure to subscribe and comment below.
Made from an athlete's mind for all sports minds. Level Up Branding is a unique sports marketing and branding agency, offering athlete management, brand management, and so much more. We are powered by experience, currently serving athletes in the WNBA, MLR, NFL, and college sports. We are looking to take on more clients because everyone deserves a shot at their dream. Our goal is to help others by inspiring one person at a time. Level Up Branding was founded by Lauren, who was and still is an athlete. She understands the importance of being a well-rounded and built individual. It takes an athlete to know an athlete. We are built different. There is so much more to an athlete than what is seen on the field or the court. We make it a priority to understand our athletes. We want to know and understand our clients' values, motives, passions, and future goals. At Level Up Branding, we believe in helping others succeed. We believe in giving back. We believe in family. You are more than an athlete. Level Up Branding was founded based on the sheer passion of sports, community involvement, and the sense of belonging to a community. We were created from an athlete's innovative mindset and experience, and here to offer our services to like-minded athletes.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another production of Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Bob Bilsaway for another production of SBS. This time around, partner, it's the state semifinals. It's St. Ignatius against Prairie Ridge. St. Ignatius looking for its 11th win of the season. Prairie Ridge looking for its 12th. Winner goes to Champaign, loser goes home.
Yeah, I feel like the records don't matter. It's kind of funny how you said that 11 wins, 12 wins, 5 wins, 7 wins. Doesn't matter. It's 2 games for the state championship, and we're in the middle of the national anthem here.
Well, it's not a big crowd today, partner, but it is St. Ignatius against Prairie Ridge. It's a little bit cold. We're up in the press box today, up in Crystal Lake, Illinois. And for Prairie Ridge, partner, it's the Tyler Vassy show. He's dominated every state playoff and regular season rushing record, and he's also a quarterback as well.
A well-recruited quarterback, we might add, right? But as for the crowd, yeah, there's not a whole lot of St. Ignatius fans here. Certainly we go to the St. Ignatius games, and there's tons of them on the side, the student section. But this is a long ride out from St. Ignatius all the way out here to Crystal Lake, probably hour and a half, something like that. Took us a long time to get out here today as well. According
to Prairie Ridge offensive coordinator Joe Turhar, his dentist asked him how many yards that Tyler had on the ground. The offensive coordinator, Joe Turhar, said 3,000. The dentist said in his career. Turhar said no, just this season. That's how good Tyler Vassy is.
Yeah, just well put. At the same time, we were looking at the scores that Prairie Ridge had this year, and they're giving up a lot of points as well. St. Ignatius has a terrific triple option offense as well, and they're going to, Prairie Ridge is going to be hard-pressed to stop St. Ignatius. So you might think this is going to be a high-scoring game because both have high-scoring octane offenses, except the weather is really cold. So I'm thinking that the weather is going to hold the scoring down some.
But St. Ignatius doesn't like to pass the ball either, neither does Prairie Ridge. So the cold weather, unless you fumble the football, doesn't really impact both of these offenses very much.
Well, and watching the warm-ups, too, the players from St. Ignatius got here early. They were not in their football gear, right? Not wearing their warm weather. They're like showing off with their cut-off T-shirts, and they were working on their passing game. So I'm going to expect that St. Ignatius will throw the ball a little bit. And then Vassy in the warm-ups, I mean, you can't judge warm-ups in this cold weather too much, right? You don't want to overdo it, but every pass he threw was long in the warm-ups, so I thought that was kind of interesting. So Vassy will run, but can he throw? And then, St. Ignatius, I think they'll have all 3 parts of their triple option going today.
I mean, if you read articles from the Daily Herald, Chicago Sun-Times, and Shaw Media, it's mostly about Vassy running the football. Petro as well. Petro can pass a little bit, but he has been inaccurate at times this year, partner.
Well, I think what St. Ignatius needs to do with their Justin Scott, who I said was the MVP of last week's game, he has got to clog up the middle, so Vassy has to go right or left, or at least stop the fullback dives, keep them at second and long, and then Vassy has to get 2 runs for 5 yards each to get to the first down marker each time. And he's got to do that a couple of times. Of course, St. Ignatius has to contain him so he can't get breakaway touchdowns. But I think with Justin Scott up the middle, it's going to limit the dimensions that Prairie Ridge is going to have.
Well, we'll find out in about 2 minutes from now who's advancing to the championship game and who advances to the consolation game. They still have those, partner, at the 6A level.
So they both get to play again next week, which is kind of a treat.
One of those, do we really want to be here type of games.
Well, I can say this. With St. Ignatius, I'd like to be able to watch them play again next week. I mean, we've been following them all year with our broadcasts, and it would be a great opportunity to watch them even if it is a consolation game. And third place is wonderful. But I'm not ready to put St. Ignatius in the third place game yet unless Prairie State can stop their triple option offense.
We'll take a 30-second break. Kickoff coming up next here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete, just like the pros.
2nd and 7. Apologize for the muted mic. We do have it recorded in 1080p. Up the middle. Third and 1 coming up for the Prairie Ridge Wolves. Partner, you're going to have to consider blitzing because it's not working right now with their normal defensive sets.
Well, I'm not so sure it isn't working, but it is 3rd and 2.
Vassy again, 1st down and more.
Yeah, they're just marching downfield, but slower than I think even Prairie Ridge expected. On the other hand, it's still working. So 1st and goal?
1st and goal, ball at the 7. Vassy over to the left, close to the goal line. Is going to be stopped short. 2nd and goal coming up.
Yeah, St. Ignatius is going to have to find a way to clog up the middle just a little bit more than they have so far.
Second and goal, ball at the 4.
So the question here is going to be which way is Vassy going to go, right or left? Where's Justin Scott?
One in the backfield. T formation again. Handoff. And close, but it was a great tackle right at the line of scrimmage. It was delivered that time by Declan Boyle.
Sure was. That was a great tackle. Going off tackle to the right. They finally handed off, and St. Ignatius was ready for it.
3rd and goal, ball at the 2. Unless it's like a shotgun sack, he's going to go for it. And most likely going to score here, partner. I've not seen enough from St. Ignatius to feel like they're going to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Yeah, I think they're going to be ahead by a score after this next play, maybe 2 plays. But St. Ignatius is dialing in this defense.
Vassy again to the right. Great tackle. He dives. Sure. Ball loose.
Oh, my.
St. Ignatius picks it up with room down the field. Stiff arm action. Rugai with the fumble pickup. 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack.
And of all the people to pick up the ball, it's Rugai. You're thinking if anybody can score 80, 99 yards across the other end, it would have been Rugai.
Partner, was the knee down? I thought the knee was down. Looked like a break for St. Ignatius.
It sure looked like it could have been. It's hard to tell. We could sure use a replay, but he looked like it could have been down.
So St. Ignatius has the possession, and what a break for St. Ignatius. They're going to try to manage these possessions well, partner. Anytime Prairie Ridge doesn't score, it's such a win for St. Ignatius because if their offense is working, they can control the clock for 6+ minutes on their own right.
That is so exactly right. We were saying earlier, too, however, though, anytime and every time St. Ignatius scores, Prairie Ridge is going to get the ball back again. But it took Prairie Ridge a long time to go downfield, so if Prairie Ridge is going to get the last touchdown of the game, they're going to need some time on the clock to do it.
It's a run over to Kemp, and he goes into contact. Huge hit. Actually, sorry, that was Bloss. And Bloss with a huge hit on the sideline. The physicality has picked up for St. Ignatius in a big way. They get a break on the fumble. I still think, by the way, the ball cannot cause a fumble either. So if the ball was, hit the turf and his knee was down, he was down anyways. By the way, it's IHSA, any knee down is automatically down.
Well, we're going to count on our videographer, Stephen Ryan. I'm assuming he had that call. It didn't go far, so we know we've got it on video, and so you ought to be able to play it back later and see the replays. Stephen Ryan is saying to us he thinks the ball was down as well.
2nd and 6, ball at the 27. What a break for the Wolfpack.
Absolutely huge.
But they're going to have to get a 1st down as a big stop right at the line of scrimmage on Rugai. Now 3rd and long coming up for the Wolfpack. And partner, they got to get some 1st downs. They got to give their defense a breather.
That's right. And with the kicking game is going to be weaker today because of the cold weather, you would say that this is a huge play at 3rd and 5 on their own end of the field. If they don't make the 1st down, they have to punt this away. They can't, even if it's 4th and 1, they just can't keep trying to hold on to the ball, I wouldn't think. But we'll see.
Yeah, they're going to punt unless it's like 4th and short.
Yeah, and if it's 4th and short, the referees will give them the 1st down.
Probably going to be a quarterback keeper for Petro. Hey, it's a little pitch play going nowhere fast. Rugai stopped almost immediately when he got the ball. A slew of defenders are there to greet him, and partner, it wasn't a friendly greeting.
It sure wasn't.
Landon Severson, one of the defenders. No choice but for the Wolfpack to punt, and partner, if they can't get first downs, it's going to be a blowout victory for Prairie Ridge today.
Well, I'm not predicting that, but it's still 0-0. Remember, I projected lower scoring game today. So right now, no harm done for either team. This is where the game started, a kickoff or now a punt.
There's Vassy again. He's going to return the punts. He does everything for this Prairie Ridge team.
Yes, he does. We'll see what kind of a punt we get because they certainly don't want to give him the ball if they can help it. It's a pooch to the side. Good choice.
It's going to go out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 41. It'll be Prairie Ridge ball. And they have to go 59 yards to the end zone. Partner, it's not a very windy day, so if you feel confident in your kicker, you probably want to get it inside the 15 to have it be a manageable kick.
Yeah, it would have to be an awful long yardage for first down before anybody's going to kick a field goal unless it's really late in the game where they think that's going to make a difference.
You saw some good things if you're a Prairie Ridge fan from your defense, so if you get a field goal here up 3-0, you feel confident from what you saw in the first drive on defense to stop the Wolfpack.
Right. If I'm Prairie Ridge, I feel like I'm winning 0-0 here. Again, a good stop, 2nd and 8.
It's just going to be such a task for the Wolfpack because this is a team that doesn't punt a lot, partner. Anything that's 4th and 3 or shorter. And, of course, if they're inside their 20, they'll punt. But right now they're at the 45. If it's 4th and 3 or shorter, they're going to go for it.
Well, I'm waiting for the counter plays. All right now it's been Vassy left, Vassy right, then Vassy left again. They're waiting for one of those jet sweeps.
There's the quarterback keeper,
again. Yep.
And he's stopped short.
3rd and 5.
The pressure came from Jacob Lawler.
What we've also seen in the past is St. Ignatius has done a good job at making adjustments. So
3:23 remaining.
It might be harder and harder for Vassy to continue to get these 4 or 5 yard gains. But so far he hasn't broke one, and I feel like that's a win for St. Ignatius. Here he
Lost
is going
his footing
left.
for a brief time there, and a good tackle in the open field by Rugai.
He went to his right, St. Ignatius is left, and now it's 4th and 5, and then their turn to punt. Now will they?
I personally would punt, Bob. How about you?
Oh, I absolutely punt. But I don't see a punt team come there. They go.
You could if you want to, partner. It's 4th and 4. You could do a hard count. Do you want to burn a timeout in the first quarter if you can't get them to draw offside? I don't know, maybe.
Well, even if they didn't get the hard count, you'd have to burn a timeout. It's just 5 yards. I wouldn't give up the 5 yards. I'd punt this.
And the other thing is, too, partner, both teams aren't great at passing the ball, so 2-minute drills aren't going to be existent for these offenses today.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen Vassy pass, right? But we know that Petro's a good passer.
Left-footed kick, and he's going to have to yell poison. Tries to fake out the Prairie Ridge special teams unit, does Alex Deach, but they were not fooled, and they go after the ball. And it's going to be a long way to go for St. Ignatius if they want to make it 6-0.
But they're in a comfortable spot here. They now have the ball. Nobody has scored yet. They are in their own end with a good offense. I mean, they're a confident team. So they got to like where they're at right here. They're not losing, and they have the ball. And I don't think St. Ignatius feels like the second best team here. I believe St. Ignatius thinks they're the favorites to win. Prairie Ridge probably think they're the favorites as well.
Petro under center. One in the backfield, same formation, and it's going to be a false start against the Wolfpack.
So 1st and 15, and they haven't proven that they can move the ball at all yet.
Whichever team can get it done better passing. I know that's such a cliched way of analyzing football, but because both teams aren't known for passing, and it's a cold day, well, any kind of consistency you get with the passing game is going to give you that much more of an advantage today.
Well, I'm going to call it differently. I'm going to say Justin Scott, in my book, last week's MVP is going to be this week's MVP. He's going to open holes for Rugai. They are going to move the ball forward, and he's going to continue to make tackles on Vassy in the line. So that's where I think this game is going to be, in Justin Scott's hands.
Another running play for the Wolfpack. Breaks through a tackle. And another flag. It might be a late hit against Prairie Ridge. Sanderson gets credited with the tackle. Flag on the play. And it's going to be a hold against St. Ignatius. Well, you were wondering why St. Ignatius fans were cheering on the first down. That's why they saw the hold all the way.
They saw it.
The defense has been there for the Wolfpack, but not the offense so far, partner.
So it looks like 1st and 5.
Yeah, it's a misprint. They meant 1st and 15.
Yeah, well, I think they.
Because they got the first down.
Right, well, and the hold
and then
was,
you got to bring it back.
Yeah.
1st and 5.
So you don't see too many 1st and 5s in your own at your own end.
Especially have a holding call.
Yeah. So what's that? About the 14-yard line they're at.
Yeah, they're going to mark it just short of the 14 at the 13. And it's a quarterback keeper for Petrol, right up the middle. 1st and 10 and more for the Wolfpack.
And that was some game-saving tackle right there.
I don't know about game-saving, but it's definitely an important tackle. $1:37 to go. See what the Wolfpack want to run here. Some confusion on the defensive line for Prairie Ridge. Connor out in motion. Up the gut to Rugai. A couple of yards and a cloud of dust. The Prairie Ridge defense there to greet them. They get low on Rugai, and it's just a short gain.
Yeah, St. Ignatius has shown incredible patience over the years that we've watched. They continue to batter the middle, even when it's not working, just to continue to keep the defense, I'll say, honest. And then Petro goes wide on a call, just like we saw in the play before, and can get 20 yards and a touchdown, 50 yards, whatever. But they'll continue to pound the middle and then occasionally run wide. It's very effective. Then when you pull it back for that third option, triple option, and pass it, St. Ignatius is very, very effective.
2nd and 7 for the Wolfpack. It's a jet sweep to St. Ignatius. Out to Bloss. Blockers in front. This time, close to the first down marker. No holding call against the Wolfpack.
And that has been a very effective play so far, that wide sweep.
They're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack. And it stops the clock at 26.2. Rugai under center. Sorry, Petro under center. They don't run a lot of Wildcat in the triple option. Petro will take it. Fumble! Prairie Ridge dives on it. Who got it? And the call is St. Ignatius ball. Partner, you can't do that if you're the Wolfpack.
Well, you can't do that if you're either team. Prairie Ridge gave up the big turnover of the game so far, which is why the score is still scoreless.
Well, it was 2nd and 1. Now it'll be 3rd and long, and that will do it for the quarter. Surprisingly, no score. A controversial no call. The knee might have been down. St. Ignatius picks up the fumble, and that does it for the first quarter. Second quarter coming up next here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have
Back to the action at St. Ignatius. Well, no, we're at Prairie Ridge. St. Ignatius is playing the Prairie Ridge Rolls. We've been on St. Ignatius a lot this season. Prairie Ridge, St. Ignatius, tied at nothing. 2nd and 16. Handoff over to the left. No gain, and Bob, what do you think here? I think just something conservative. It's just going to be so tough to convert on 3rd and long.
Yeah, I think it will be tough to convert on 3rd and long. But if I were St. Ignatius, I would do a play-action pass, and I would throw it downfield, deep downfield. If it gets intercepted, no worse than the punt anyway, but at least you have a shot at the first down. And Prairie Ridge hasn't looked like we haven't run one pass yet, either team. I'd like to see it downfield.
Third and 19. It's an obvious passing situation, but you definitely don't want to throw a pick here.
That's for sure. You don't want to do that. But I would throw it.
Petro on the quarterback keeper. He's going to be close, and he's stopped about 5 yards short.
Yeah, not close enough. You're still going to have to punt that. But that play again is they've run it twice and they've major yards on it twice, so they got to continue to use that. But that's their patient offense. They run Rugai up the middle over and over behind Justin Scott, and then eventually one of these every time Petro keeps it, he gets a long gain. They still haven't used that third option on the pass yet.
Well, they've looked pretty good against Vassy. They forced a fumble, if you want to call it that, and they got him to punt. So 0 for 2 is this Prairie Ridge dynamic offense led by their record-setting quarterback.
Yeah, another not great punt.
And I think Henry Helms is hurt, partner, because Bestry is now punting the ball as well. We did not get an injury report before the game, but Bestry has not looked good punting the football today.
No, he really hasn't. Might mean St. Ignatius is going to have to go for it on 4th down once or twice more in this game than they expected.
Well, if St. Ignatius cannot put up at least 21 points today, they're probably not going to win the game. So,
well, now you're getting into my prediction, right? So that's what I did predict. St. Ignatius 21, Prairie Ridge 14. We'll see what the final actually is. But they're going to have to keep stopping Vassy. Now here he's going wider than normal.
Breaks through a tackle, but Rugai sticks him 4 or 5 yards after the original hit.
Yeah, but I like what Rugai was trying to do. He was trying to yank the ball away, which reminds me of two things. Rugai knows that they're going to try to yank the ball away from him, and he understands more than anybody as a running back how you can get the ball back on that attempted, rather than the tackle. He was trying to tackle the football right out of Vassy's hands. I like it.
10:24 to go.
Isn't that a Lovie Smith style of coaching?
Yep, Lovie Smith, one of the better coaches in Bears history. T-formation. Right up the middle.
Right up the middle.
And a good hit, but the damage is done. 1st and 10 for Prairie Ridge. And, Bob, how does this Tyler Vassy guy not get tired? He runs the ball all game, and then he returned punts and kick returns as well.
Well, you got a point. I mean, he must get tired. But, yeah, he's got an amazing amount of energy and obviously works out.
The conditioning is just amazing. They have not passed the ball once. Neither has St. Ignatius.
And it's pretty much the same play. It's just that off tackle either way.
Got to give credit to this offensive line, too, for Prairie Ridge. Right off the left guard, Spinorama. Good run that time by Braden Hayter.
We got a penalty flag.
Late flag. Initial call is face mask against the Wolfpack, but we'll wait to see what the nearest ref says.
Seems like the players knew it before the flag came out. It's almost like they were begging the ref to throw the flag.
Partner, you just can't do face masks, especially when both refs know that they're going to run the ball a lot. So these refs are really close to the line of scrimmage. They're going to see that all game long.
Yeah, certain penalties you see and certain you don't. Well, what was that fake penalty against the Bears, the hands to the face, where he only hit him in the chest? That was an amazing play.
The only time you usually get away with face masks is usually on those like passing plays down the sideline where it's hard to see. Everybody running triple option, so these refs are pretty close to the line of scrimmage. They're going to see those face masks most of the game.
Yeah, I think it's pretty rare when it's an intentional face mask. Players don't grab the mask just to tackle a guy, and in that case, he was already in a pile.
They're definitely in field goal range, but they're definitely thinking 6. Vassy with it, breaks through a tackle. Boyle there to greet him, but he gets an extra couple of yards after the original contact. They're right on the doorstep of scoring again, partner, and unless something crazy happens like their first drive of the game, most likely going to be 6-0 Prairie Ridge.
Well, at that point, that'll be our first score of the game in the second quarter. So it's not a high-scoring game still. And he hasn't gotten this touchdown yet, but they sure seem unstoppable. They've been able to move the ball to the right, now moving to the left.
Almost a false start. That would have been such a break for St. Ignatius.
Second and about 4.
He just runs this triple option so well. Vassy with time to run. And he's stopped.
Great tackle again by Rugai.
Rugai plays so great on both sides of the ball. Most teams, partner, it's an obvious passing situation. But for Prairie Ridge, the record-setting quarterback, you might want to run it again.
Well, I think that's what they're going to continue to do, but I'm impressed with Rugai on defense. Rugai is going to play at college. The question is, what position is he going to play? We were talking about this earlier, and rather than running back, I'm projecting he'll end up being a safety. We'll see where he goes and what he does. Depends on the size of the school. But he'll play in college somewhere.
So it's 3rd and a very long 5. Actually, they're going to mark it 3rd and 8.
Yeah.
Vassy again. That time the Wolfpack are there to stop him. There's Belts again. He got a heck of a game in the quarterfinal. 4th down coming up. All right, Bob, you're the Prairie Ridge coaching staff. Field goal attempt, a fake, or maybe even a pooch punt?
Well, these players look like they're coming out for a field goal, but I don't think I can make this field goal from here. I'm going to go for some kind of wide run and try to get a first down on this, and if not, well, Prairie Ridge gets the ball back in their own territory. It's a big play, obviously.
4th and 8.
This is one of those things where there's so few real key plays in the game, and this is one of them.
Vassy, time to throw. Wide open man. Did he catch it?
Looks like it.
He did. No, they say he dropped it.
Incomplete.
Break for the Wolfpack.
Trouble is, if he did catch it, you don't have any replay to undo it. Now, that guy was wide open, and that ball came up short. Not a great pass by Vassy. So you're thinking that the next level for Vassy has got to be running back for some college.
Well, who caught it first, the arms or the grass? If the grass caught it first, it's incomplete. If you got hands underneath the grass,
I don't think it matters in which order. If it hits the grass, that ball's incomplete.
Remember, if you have your balls underneath and you possess the ball, then you land on the grass. It's complete, but obviously if it hits the grass first, incomplete. So they're going to say hit the grass first. What a break for the Wolfpack.
And again, no score. So they move the ball all the way from the right to the left, and no score.
You never want to say God is on on one team, but that's 2 breaks that have gone the way of the Wolfpack. Run for Petro. Goes out of bounds.
Again, a major run for Petro wide. So that's going to be real trouble for Prairie Ridge. They are stopping Rugai up the middle, but they are not stopping Petro wide. And Petro's not just going off tackle; he's going around the end.
So what do you think? Incomplete pass or touchdown pass?
I thought it was incomplete. I hit the grass, but it was hard to tell from here.
Yeah, that's really a call for the back judge, and he said
or the videographer when he does the replay for us, right? He's shaking his head. He says he doesn't know. But you get to replay it. That's the beauty of this. You download it later and you watch the replay.
Petro under center. Quarterback sneak again. But that time, open field tackle and a beauty by Ryan Kolblinger. Small guy. He's only 5'6", 145 pounds.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Both teams can make adjustments. Neither team is throwing a whole lot of variety at the other team. So, you can adjust when you see the same play over and over. I think St. Ignatius is going to be wise to pull up and throw a ball one of these times. You saw how wide open the Prairie Ridge receiver was. I think St. Ignatius receiver will probably be equally wide open, and Petro's got the ability to connect.
Petro under center. They run a couple of wide receivers out right and left. And blown dead by the sideline judge. Clement Carey, I think he's having a uniform problem, and he's going to have to get that checked out. Meanwhile, he's subbed in by George Lewis. You don't see him a lot, Parter. Maybe that's the X factor, a guy that wasn't on the scouting report, and you throw to him. The Wolfpack clearly not ready, and there's a timeout on the field. And St. Ignatius credited with the timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
St. Ignatius ball, 6:33 remaining. Man, what a couple of breaks that St. Ignatius has had. The football gods are definitely on the Wolfpack side thus far.
They are. Maybe they're borrowing a sister, was it Mary from Loyola today?
Ignatius of Loyola. Notre Dame, our mother, pray for us.
But they're where they want to be. Tie game, a shorter game now, and they have the football.
Just got to find ways to put points on that board. Eventually, Vassy and this offense going to break through. Might have been false start, no call, doesn't matter, short gain.
Yeah, St. Ignatius is struggling with moving the ball. They've had to punt it a couple of times rather than turn it over a couple of times. I think a couple of fake and then passes, is the way to go for St. Ignatius here. Open up that defense. But Prairie Ridge is proving to be stout on their defensive end as well. So they gave up 55 points a couple of weeks ago, but aren't giving up anything to St. Ignatius today.
Third and a very long 8. Probably a pass, you would assume, but right now they're in a running formation. This time Petro in the pocket, looks downfield, he's got a man, bad throw.
Bad throws, right. That ball waffled all over the place. It's almost like throwing a knuckleball.
Clement Carey was open, but Petro missed him, and now a punt coming up for the Wolfpack. They still have pretty good field position at the 35, but Vestry has struggled with the punts today.
That's the key, and if he doesn't struggle with it, Vestry's back there to make him pay. So I think St. Ignatius is wide to continue to struggle with the punting, but they're going to have to gain some first yards. They haven't proven that they can do that. So they're fortunate to be in this game at 0-0, but they're in this game at 0-0.
Santino Schreiber is going to sub in for Vestry, try to get some kind of punt.
Almost a bad snap. This is
partially blocked. And St. Ignatius Rothgary goes after it, picks it up. Actually, that was Thomas Anderson on the punt. It was blocked by Prairie Ridge. And now Wolfpack are in a whole bunch of trouble.
Yeah, huge. Well, it's still 0-0. They haven't scored yet, but now a very short field for Prairie Ridge. And St. Ignatius has not proven that they can stop him.
I mean, two things that could have gone either way for each team. A fumble that might not have been a fumble and an incomplete pass that might have been a touchdown pass.
That's right. But this was a punt that was definitely blocked.
Right now, Prairie Ridge is losing the battle, but in my opinion, they're winning the war. Great field position.
There's
in space for Vassy. Off the block. It's a hold. No touchdown.
A holding penalty that might not have been a hold.
Partner, sometimes you just got to trust in your quarterback, the record-setting player. A late hold, and it's coming all the way back.
Well, they had some fantastic ball handling on that. Usually I'm able to follow where the ball went. I actually thought the running back up the middle had the ball and then was breaking away for a touchdown. But indeed, Vassy kept it and went wide. And that hold on the outside is what sprung him.
You ever seen a game like this where 3 touchdowns have been erased by something crazy? Now, he might have been down, his knee might have been down at the half-yard line or the yard line, but
well, but, wow. I mean, you're saying 3 controversial calls. I mean, that was a ticky-tack hold call, perhaps, wiping out a touchdown. So it's what, second and about 10? That was first and about 10?
Yeah, because you spotted where the flag was, and the flag was at the first down marker.
Yeah. Now they got 2 running backs for a change, a little different formation.
Yeah, going to go with I formation on this play. And Vassey's pushed up, and he's greeted past the 30-yard line. Man, what a break that was for St. Ignatius, especially because Prairie Ridge had just gotten that block punt. They get the ball back, and it seems like they score right after getting the ball back, and then it's called back on a hold.
Well, that's what makes it fun, right? That's why I got to play the game to see all these things.
Prairie Ridge looking to go to their incredible 5th championship game. They've been to the semifinals 5 of the last 7 years. Another jumbo set for Prairie Ridge. Fakes the handoff, diving forward.
He is so good at that dive to pick up, he gets like a little running motion and then dives forward. So it gets like 2 or 3 yards after the contact. It's almost unstoppable. Just finds that little crack in the defense there, and you do that 4 times. You get a first down every time.
So 3rd and 3, the Jumbotron originally had 3rd and 83.
Oh.
Which is possible, by the way.
So our OCR wouldn't have kept up with that.
3rd and 3. Going to run it again. You would assume with Vassey, but they have handed off to a couple of their fullbacks as well.
I think it'll be Vassey.
Vassey stopped short immediately. Maybe got a yard.
See where they mark this.
You assume they're going to go for it, Parter.
So 4th and a yard? Yeah, I assume that. But this is another one of those big plays in the game. One of those pivotal, you only get half a dozen of these per game, right? And here's one of them. 4th down.
I mean, everything's working for Prairie Ridge except the scoreboard. They're winning the field position battle. They're winning the yardage battle. Just haven't officially won the war yet on the scoreboard. St. Ignatius has only been past midfield once.
Yeah, now time is running out. So if they do get this first down, they're not going to leave much time for St. Ignatius no matter what happens.
4th and 2. Vassey.
Got the first down.
Got it more. The Wolfpack, led by Deach, trying the best to get that ball out. He did fumble. Like I said, though, I think that knee was down when he fumbled. But and usually, partner, in a game like this, the officials usually give the benefit of the doubt of the knee down. So it's interesting. Now, we saw it last week where a call was against St. Ignatius, where it looked like the knee was down at the goal line, but they said that it was a touchback that he fumbled, even though the knee was clearly down. So it happened to St. Ignatius on the negative side. It's a play action for Vassey. He runs with it, gets more positive yardage as the offense continues to click. Fumble! St. Ignatius says they've got it, and the nearest ref says he was down, and I agree.
I think he was down. I started to put the yardage in on the PC, and then you said fumble. I'm like, he was down like a couple of seconds ago. But at least they're continuing to try to get that ball out.
Nothing else has worked, partner, on the defensive side. They did get a stop on 4th and 8, but that was really just because of the incomplete pass. He was wide open in the end zone.
Well, your favorite coach, Lovie Smith, would say that St. Ignatius is playing great because they've got the turnovers. They're winning the turnover war.
They are. They're doing a good job.
Yep. And they're continuing to grab at it.
Vassey over to the right. Help is there. And good stop by the Wolfpack, led by Rugai. That's another guy. You wonder how Rugai never gets tired.
Yeah, exactly. He's tenacious on defense. Just a great football player, offense and defense.
3rd and 3. You're in field goal range, partner. If you lose yardage, you could consider kicking to take the lead.
You'd consider it, but I wouldn't do it. I'm Prairie Ridge. I'd continue to run. I mean, it's 3rd and, in their book, it's 3rd and short. It's 4-down territory, so they can make 5 yards in 2 plays easily, they think. So there's going to be no field goal here.
See what Vassey wants to do here. He's ran it about 80% of the time. Handoff up the middle. Room to run, close to the goal line. And it's marked short.
Not a touchdown?
Another somewhat break as Luke Vanderweel with a great run up the middle. Right at the 1-yard line. Partner, if you're St. Ignatius, do you just let them score to get the ball back, or you try your best to do a goal line stand?
You try to grab the ball as many times as you can, I think. Cause a fumble, play defense, don't let them score. And I don't think a minute to 11 is enough time to run downfield the other direction anyway.
You do have 2 timeouts left, and the clock stops on a first down. One in the backfield. It's most likely going to be a touchdown here. Vassy
Stuffed.
dives for it. He's stuffed. So he's not in yet. They've gotten as close as possible to scoring without scoring.
Yeah, Prairie Ridge is going to have to call timeout, I'm going to say.
You got 3 timeouts left. And the other thing is, too, Party, you don't have to worry about the 2-minute drill because that's not St. Ignatius' bread and butter.
Well, in this case, a 35-second drill. And ticking.
Taking their time. Under 25 seconds to go. Jumbo set, Vassy. He stopped. What about that, partner? No, he got in.
They're
A second effort.
Touchdown?
Second effort by Vassy. He got in. Wow, I thought he was stopped, but a late push by Vassy. He got in.
Again, another one to replay. Did he really actually get in? But it is a touchdown.
And Bob, would you consider going for 2? How effective their running game has been in this game? You're only 2 yards away from the end zone.
I absolutely would. I've always been a fan of always go for 2.
Kicking game on the field. You assume it's not going to be a fake.
Yeah, I would. If I'm Prairie Ridge, I would run everything in. I wouldn't even bother with the 1-point kicks.
There's still time on the clock. 15 seconds to be exact. And will Vassy try to kick? And the Wolves call a timeout.
They're calling that touchdown not a touchdown?
So what's the call, guys? What's going on?
They're saying 4th and goal and no touchdown.
Timeout by Prairie Ridge because the officials changed their mind. No touchdown. Now, partner, I don't agree with that. That's the nearest official's call. If he signals him in, that's a touchdown. That's his call on the right sideline.
Well, I don't know how it got overruled. I didn't see it, but I didn't think it was a touchdown.
I didn't think so either, but if the nearest ref calls a touchdown without a replay booth,
yeah,
that's
what are you
a
supposed
touchdown.
to do? Well, yeah.
So Prairie Ridge called the timeout, partner, because they wanted a clarification, is it a touchdown or not? And now it is. It is a touchdown. Okay. Touchdown. Prairie Ridge is up 6-0. Yeah, there's no way they're going to overrule the touchdown with the nearest ref signaling it.
And
with no replay booth. Should be a chip shot, but nothing is guaranteed in high school football. Missed it. It was missed by Brogan Amherst. And St. Ignatius now trails by 2 field goals. We'll take a 30-second break. You're watching the Wolves against the Wolfpack here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Back to the action at Prairie Ridge High School. It's a big miss, partner, because St. Ignatius, I doubt they're going to score. We saw it last year in the divisional game between the Bills and the Chiefs, where the Chiefs got a field goal in 12 seconds.
But yeah, you'd have to see this get run back. Probably that'd be the only way. A couple things come to mind, though. The wind is picking up. You can see, I don't see flags around the field, but you can see the referee's pants just flying in the wind. So the wind is picking up. It wasn't like that earlier. And then St. Ignatius has to be pretty pleased that they're only down 6 this late in the game. At halftime, they're very good at making adjustments at halftime, so I'd expect them to change a few things and go downfield in the second half.
but only down by a late score and no extra point. That's encouraging for St. Ignatius.
It's encouraging, but you got to remember there were some breaks that went their way in the first half.
Well, that's why it's been encouraging.
Stewart will go right into contact. 10 seconds, partner. You get a first down. You call another timeout. You got 2 timeouts left. If you want a Hail Mary, because of how cold it is, usually on a warm day you want to get to midfield. A cold day like this, you'd like to get to the opposite side of the 40.
Well, the hope, it doesn't necessarily have to be a Hail Mary. It has to be some kind of a pass where they can take it the rest of the way on the ground. Timeout, Prairie Ridge.
Prairie Ridge going to talk about on defense what St. Ignatius will do here. We'll take another 30-second break. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
St. Ignatius football, they're going to spot it at the 21.
Yeah, I would try a pass just to give it a chance for somebody perhaps to run it the rest of the way. Even a hook and lateral kind of a thing. Just something. Get the ball in the air, get it out of their hands. It's not likely to get intercepted and returned. But just running out the clock, that's an option. We'll see what they do.
You got to get some kind of momentum going into halftime.
It's a deep safety. So you send 2 guys wide and 1 down the middle.
Prairie Ridge waits to see what St. Ignatius wanted to do on offense. They'll call their final timeout.
A little surprised, but that is a way to use up timeouts. Yeah, can't take them with you, right?
Can't take your timeouts with you, and it is still an important part of the game. A first down stops the clock. So, partner, what you can do at St. Ignatius, once you see you're past the first down marker, give yourself up, then call a timeout. Do it again, call a timeout. Maybe you have 1 second left on the clock for a Hail Mary.
Well, I think you could do that if you're like at the 40-yard to get to the 50-yard line or something, but you're at the 20. I mean, if you get that, now you're at the 30, 80 yards, 70 yards, what's the difference?
You gotta know if you're past the 40, just go out of bounds unless you have open grass in front of you.
Right.
And have maybe 2 seconds left on the clock for a Hail Mary or a hook and ladder or something.
Right. I like the idea of they've got a single deep safety. So you go deep on the left, go deep on the right, and then you put somebody up the middle. And then if you're the quarterback, you pay attention to which direction he breaks, but you also have to make sure you've got a clean pocket and you don't fumble the ball away for a touchdown.
Man, that incompletion from Petra was huge, partner. It would have been a first down. Instead, it gave Prairie Ridge the ball back, and they've dominated the field position battle ever since.
Well, that was good defense to cause them to be in that spot. They just ran up the middle.
Just a running play. I disagree with this play call, but it's fumbled. That's why I disagree with it. Because one tackler, the second guy goes after the ball. And that'll do it for the quarter. A bad way for St. Ignatius to end the half, but they luckily get the ball back, and the clock stops at 0.0. Second half coming up. It's 6-0 Prairie Ridge here on Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. There's only one present-day Major League Baseball team to never advance to the World Series, and you guessed it, the unluckiest of those MLB franchises is the one and only Seattle Mariners. In case you believe in curses, Mariners fans like to blame the team's unlucky ways on the curse of the Seattle Pilots. If you didn't know, the Pilots were actually the first MLB team in the history of Seattle baseball, but because fans didn't come to the games, Bud Selig and his ownership group bought the Pilots for $10.8 million to bring the franchise to Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Brewers began operations in 1970, meaning the Pilots only lasted 1 year in Seattle. The Pilots filed for bankruptcy on April 1st, 1970, and since then, Mariners fans have been subjected to lackluster baseball. If you're a fan of superstitions, the legend goes that because enough fans didn't
attend the Pilot home games. A curse was put on the Brewers and any franchise that would materialize in Seattle thereafter. Since the Pilots left in 1970, the Brewers and Mariners have only played in one combined World Series. Even though the Mariners won 116 regular season games in 2001, the M's still didn't advance to the World Series after having to face off against the New York Yankees during the American League Championship Series. Fans like to point to the curse as the Pilots could have stayed in Seattle if there were more fans at the games. However, according to numerous reports, the situation at Sick's Stadium was so dire that fans couldn't even flush the toilets during home games. Sick's Stadium was reportedly called a pig pen by Oakland Athletics owner Chuck Finley, and the home of the Pilots only allowed 11,000 fans entering the 1969 season. Fans had every right to avoid attending Pilots games, especially since ticket prices for the Pilots were some of the highest in the league. Still, it's quite a coincidence that when the Mariners were 3 weeks away from playing in the 2001 American League Division Series, tragedy struck at the Twin Towers. Do I believe in curses? Absolutely not. But the Yankees were media darlings that October after what happened at the World Trade Center. The talk of baseball prior to September 11th was Ichiro Suzuki's incredible rookie season, and the Mariners looking to obtain the best regular season record in MLB history. But after 9/11, the Mariners were considered more of the indifferent Pacific Coast ball club than the rooting interests of fans. Bud Selig bought the Pilots, and since then, the Brewers have only played in one World Series. They've only won 5 division titles, and they've only played in the National League Championship Series twice since changing leagues in 1997. Did the baseball gods curse the Brewers for not allowing the Pilots enough time to establish a Seattle franchise? Time will only tell. For those of you who aren't superstitious, the reason for the Mariners' misfortunes have to do with crappy scouting, subsequent lowly draft selections, and overall player development. However, the history of low attendance continued with the early years of Mariners baseball. After the Commissioner's Office awarded Seattle another MLB franchise following the breach of contract lawsuit against the American League, the Mariners continue to have low attendance numbers, similar to the Pilots. The Mariners wouldn't have a winning season until 1991, and even when the ball club showed signs of winning, the M's traded away starting pitcher Bill Swift. Swift won the ERA crown in 1992 and finished third in Cy Young voting in 1993. Swift was traded to San Francisco following that 1991 winning season in Seattle. Things started to turn around during the early 90s once the new owner, Hiroshi Yamauchi, signed manager Lou Piniella. The Mariners would go on to win its first division title in 1995 and win its first postseason series. It was Seattle's first postseason appearance since the franchise began operations in 1977. In fact, if the Mariners hadn't won the 1995 American League West Division, the franchise could have easily left Seattle. The California Angels blew a 13-game lead over Seattle, and the Mariners defeated the Angels 9-1 in the one-game playoff for the AL West Division crown. But, as per the curse of the Seattle Pilots, the M's always find themselves just short of an American League pennant. The 95 ALCS featured 2 unlikely teams, the M's and the Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians, who hadn't won the pennant since 1954, were something of an underdog themselves. The 1995 season would be Seattle's third ever winning season, but they wouldn't play in the Fall Classic. The Indians/Guardians won the 1995 American League Championship Series 4-2, with the Mariners dumping their last 3 in the toilet. In fact, the Mariners went scoreless the last 15 innings of the ALCS. While the Mariners lost the championship series, it's still a season that many Seattle baseball fans remember fondly. Ken Griffey Jr.'s famous game-winning run in Game 5 of the division series against the Yankees inevitably led to the development of a video game, Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run. Edgar Martinez's game-winning double from Game 5 was key in enticing the King County Council to vote on a stadium funding package to build the modern-day Safeco Field. With baseball now securely in Washington, the Mariners look to avenge its 1995 ALCS disappointment with a 1997 Fall Classic appearance. To do so, they need to first defeat the best record in the AL, the Baltimore Orioles. Incredibly, the Mariners were supposed to play the Indians, but due to the old rules of division foes not being allowed to play each other during the division series, the Mariners had to play against the best record in the American League, despite having a better record than Cleveland. Would the Mariners have fared better against Cleveland in a rematch from 1995? Who knows? Regardless, the M's lost the 1997 division series in 4 games. Randy Johnson was awful in the series, losing both games. The M's were even worse at home as they lost games 1 and 2 by a combined score of 18-6. Seattle won Game 3 in Baltimore, but they only managed 2 hits at Camden Yards during Game 4, with one of those hits being a solo shot by Martinez. With basically no offense in Game 4,
Randy Johnson gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning, which turned out to be more than enough for the Orioles to eliminate the M's. Seattle would get back to the postseason in 2000, this time as the wildcard representative. In its first and still last ever postseason sweep, the Mariners surprisingly swept the number 1 seed in the White Sox to advance to its second ever ALCS. This time around, Derek Jeter and the Yankees achieved revenge against the Mariners. The M's fought hard, but the Yanks were just too much for Seattle. A 6-game playoff series win saw the Yankees eventually sweep the Mets for their 26th World Series title. The Yankees dominated the Mariners, as 3 of New York's wins were blowout victories. The Mariners' pitching staff just could not contain the Yankees, which was really unsettling because A-Rod led the ALCS in total bases. Seattle once again took on the Yankees in 2001, this time without Alex Rodriguez. However, Ichiro Suzuki won the unfathomable Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, Rookie of the Year, and MVP awards all in the same season as Seattle's leadoff hitter. The 2001 ALCS turned out to be even worse than 2000. With everyone seemingly rooting for the Yankees due to the events of 9/11, the Yankees became the must-watch underdogs. Remember, the Mariners ended the playoffs as the number 1 overall seed, but unlike the 1998 Yankees who won 114 games, the 2001 Mariners didn't have a superstar besides Ichiro. Brett Boone had a career year with 37 homers and 141 RBI, but could he continue that 6% home run probability into the postseason? The 116-win Mariners entered the ALCS with Ichiro on a hot streak. Ichiro batted .600 in the 5-game division series against the Guardians, but he couldn't continue that streak into the championship series, as Seattle's most valuable player only hit .222 in the 5-game ALCS. The Yanks easily took care of the Mariners 4-1. Aaron Seeley lost all 3 of his decisions in the 2001 postseason, including Game 5 at Yankee Stadium, where those damn Yankees destroyed the M's 12-3. Mariners legend Edgar Martinez was a non-factor against the Yanks, and fellow 2001 All-Star John Olerud didn't fare much better. Since 2001, the Mariners have not made the postseason. As if the baseball gods hate Mariners fans, the M's have been eliminated on the last day of the season in 2014 and 2021. The M's have the longest playoff drought in all of the 4 American professional sports. One of the main reasons for this is the absolutely bizarre trade that was made in 2008. The Mariners somehow thought that Eric Bedard, who had never played an All-Star game, was their missing piece. They gave away their top prospects in Adam Jones, Chris Tillman, and 3 other players for Bedard. Jones became a 5-time All-Star outfielder and helped lead the Orioles back to prominence in the American League East Division. Tillman was a 2003 All-Star who was a major contributor during Baltimore's run in the 2014 postseason. Remember, the Mariners finished 1 win shy of a wild-card berth in 2014, but they traded all 5 of those players to Baltimore for Bedard. Bedard finished his career with a losing record, an ERA just under 4, and only lasted 4 seasons in Seattle. Things have been so bad in Seattle that Ichiro broke George Sisler's single-season hit record during a losing season, and Felix Hernandez won the Cy Young with a losing Mariners ball club. So are the Mariners cursed? Well, it sure is weird that the Brewers have never won the World Series, and the Mariners have never appeared in the World Series. If the former Seattle Pilot players wanted to curse Milwaukee and Seattle, it sure is working. Finally, keep in mind that the big unit, A-Rod, Ken Griffey the Kid Jr., and Edgar Papi Martinez were all on the same team, and the Mariners still couldn't make the World Series in 1995 and 1997. Adding insult to injury, A-Rod and the big unit won the World Series once they left Seattle. But do you think that the Mariners are cursed? Why can't the Emerald City ever host a World Series game? Make sure to comment below and subscribe to Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Good afternoon, everybody. Prairie Ridge leads 6-0 over St. Ignatius. It could be a lot worse than that, partner. An incomplete pass by Tyler Vassy. Had a chance to be complete. Sideline judge said it hit the grass. A fumble that his knee might have been down. This game could easily be 21-0 Prairie Ridge.
Absolutely could be, but I'm thinking that both teams are probably going to make some adjustments at halftime. Prairie Ridge, although they should have had 3 scores, only ended up with 1 score. They may not be as willing to adjust. I know St. Ignatius will go back and make some changes. Here's the changes I would make if I'm St. Ignatius, right? Not run Vinny Rugai up the middle quite so much. I would go wide with Petro holding onto the ball, and I would absolutely play action pass. Pass the ball downfield. It's a cold weather, right? So I pass the ball downfield. These are high school defenders. Prairie Ridge isn't used to defending the pass. I think St. Ignatius could go down the field with some play action passes.
Well, they did see Crystal Lake South score 55 points on them, so they tried to defend the pass. They just weren't great at it.
Well, there you go. And so I think St. Ignatius will make those adjustments. Now, defensively, I don't think I need to make too many adjustments since I St. Ignatius because there's only 6 points on the board for Prairie Ridge. But they, like you said, a pass that should have been caught and a ball that you didn't need to be fumbled, right? That would be 3 scores. So St. Ignatius now is seeing a full half of Prairie Ridge and what Vassy can do. What Prairie Ridge can do, though, is they can continue to run Vassy left and right. But, 1 or 2 reverses or misdirection plays, that could go for a lot of yards against St. Ignatius. So St. Ignatius has to be careful of that.
What can we say about Tyler Vassy? He's been phenomenal this season. He's been phenomenal today. The game started on the quarterback, playing on special teams, taking the squib kick 30 yards to the opposing 40-yard line.
Yeah, Prairie Ridge is taking the field all the way to the left and taking the ball all the way to the right. St. Ignatius just hasn't stopped him. It's been Lovie Smith type defense, or it's been turnovers, a little bit of luck, and they're in the game.
How about this, partner? In the last victory over Harlem, guess how many rushing yards Tyler Vassy had?
I remember seeing it. I forgot, though.
481.
Yeah.
He had 392 earlier in the playoffs with 7 touchdowns. He was like, I'll take your 7 touchdowns and I'll raise you 1 more. He had 8 against Harlem.
Well, I think Justin Scott is stuffing the middle for St. Ignatius. So, Vassy is still good, but every time he runs, it's over off tackle one side, then off tackle the other, and he's kind of diving forward for those yards. He's not getting loose for open field type running, except on that one play that the receiver was caught for holding. He got loose on that one, went wider than normal, and then the receiver just held. If that receiver didn't hold, the question is, would he have still scored a touchdown? But at least it looked like a long gainer. So I think if Prairie Ridge wants to score more points, they have to go wide, not up the middle. They have to get away from Justin Scott.
His 8 touchdowns tied the record set by Lockport's Craig DePong in the 1998 first-round game. And DePong also has the record still for points scored in the game. But look, it's 6-0. The St. Ignatius defense, regardless of the breaks, it's still 6-0. You could say that, well, and maybe it should be 14-0, and maybe it should be 20-0. It should have been 4th and goal, no fumble. Well, guess what? There's no instant replay. We're moving on. It's 6-0. All St. Ignatius has to do is score a touchdown and get an extra point or 2-point conversion. They're winning this ball game.
Well, that's absolutely right, and that's what they're reviewing in the halftime. They're saying the score is 6-0. All they got to do is get the ball one drive downfield, and they've got the lead, and then, obviously...
got to hold Vassy the rest of the day, but...
Well, yeah, but they have held them. It's 6 points means you've held them.
Yeah. Now, like I said, there's been some breaks. Should it be 21-0? Well, it's neither here nor there. Until we get an instant replay system, this is what high school football is.
Well, and the thing about it, you keep talking about this play over, the replay might have verified both calls.
True, this is correct. True. The replay might have verified that the ref was right, or there might not have been indisputable evidence to overturn the call.
Yeah, sometimes as a coach, I'm arguing with the referee and then realizing, when I play that video back later, I could actually be proven wrong. And I think I've argued less with the referees after I started videoing the games because guess what? Sometimes I actually miss the call as a coach. You think you got it right. So up here, we're thinking that he didn't make a touchdown or that he did make a touchdown. We're thinking over there the ball got caught. Well, I don't know that. So I think the game is what you see. It's 6-0 in the second half.
For St. Ignatius, 2 field goals do tie the game. 3 field goals would win it. But how many possessions more are you going to have because Vassy and the offense keeps going down the field and running that clock?
Yeah, they're only getting 3 field goals if they get Cairo Santos to come back to high school, right? That's not going to happen. I think they got to look at it as they've got a little bit of an advantage even though they're down 6-0 because Prairie Ridge missed their extra point. They get that touchdown, get the extra point, they're ahead, and they can win this game by 1 point.
I doubt that would happen, but wouldn't that be something you hold the record-setting running back to 6 points? I don't think it's going to happen, but you know what? Crazier things have happened in the game of football.
Well, the prediction earlier I said was 21-14 in favor of St. Ignatius. So, 3 scores, and they hold Vassy to 1 touchdown, 21-14, 21-13. You know that Prairie Ridge will go for 2 next time they score if they score.
And the weather isn't really a factor, partner. It's about 5 degrees colder than it was last week. So both teams used to playing in the cold. You could blame the low scoring on the cold. Really, it's St. Ignatius doing enough on defense, forcing turnovers, getting a couple breaks, getting stops when they need it to be in this ball game.
Well, I'm there with you. I think that St. Ignatius, the adjustments they're going to make are not defensively necessarily. I think they're holding Vassy just wonderfully, but they need to do something different, a little bit better on offense. They're a very patient team. They run Rugai up the middle a lot, right? Even when it hasn't been successful, they continue to pester the middle with him. I think they have to go a little bit more wide, more often with Petro, and of course with some passing. A couple of those jet sweeps. Kemp wide was effective early. I don't know why they got away from that.
Yeah, the jet sweeps have worked. The quarterback sneaks with Petro have worked. You'd like to see more consistency in the passing game. I know it's not what St. Ignatius is known for, but you're going to have to complete a couple of passes to change things up, keep the defense on edge, get that ball down the field. Now, for Prairie Ridge's kicker, Brogan Amhert, do you think it's in his mind a little bit that he missed that PAT? If he gets a kick, a field goal to make it 9-0, it's a 2-possession lead, and that might be more than enough for this Prairie Ridge defense today.
Yeah, you can never say never, but if I'm the Prairie Ridge coaching staff, I don't think I'm going to put him in a spot where I'm going to win or lose a game with a field goal. I mean, that would be kind of scary. Okay, no matter what yard line you're at, he's proved that he can miss a point after a touchdown, right? No field goal is going to be safe for Prairie Ridge. They've got to win this game
in the
by
trenches,
being ahead and stopping St. Ignatius. They can't think that they're going to score a field goal late in the game down by a point or 2 and have this kicker win the game for them.
It'd be interesting, though. Remember, if you're up 9-0, it becomes a 2-possession lead, and you've seen enough on your defense that St. Ignatius has not proved to you they can go right down the field on you today. That 2-possession lead would almost seem, you would think, as almost being game-changing.
Well, if they had Cairo Santos on the team, maybe you could call that way. But no, I don't think so. I think it's going to be like a video football game where when it's late in the game and it's fourth and it doesn't matter how far it is, teams are going to go for it. Nobody's going to kick.
It might be one of those situations, too, if Prairie Ridge is up by 6, they're at the 30-yard line of St. Ignatius, it's 4th and 9. You could do a pooch punt, try to pin them inside the 10 if you want to do that.
Yeah, and let your defense win. Yeah, both teams clearly can trust their defenses. I mean, only 1 touchdown in this whole first half, so if you keep the other team deep, they have to go 90 yards for a touchdown. It's probably a good plan. However, both teams have the ability to crack off a 70 or 80-yard run as well.
At any time.
At any time.
The good news is St. Ignatius has multiple people that can do that for Prairie Ridge. They do have other players, but really it's Tyler Vassy and just everybody else is kind of secondary in this offense.
Yeah, and Rugai's been on many tackles, some pretty physical tackles too, and of course he also plays offense. So one would say, how much can they continue to rely on Rugai up the middle when he's got to play so much defense? If maybe Petro could throw the ball or get out wide himself, I mean, that would be the way to go. But we'll see what the coach for St. Ignatius does for the adjustments, and we'll see if Prairie Ridge makes any adjustments. They do have the lead, so when you have the lead, the team that is ahead doesn't usually make the same adjustments that the team that's down have to make.
We'll take a 30-second break. St. Ignatius will get the ball in the second half. You're watching the Wolfpack against the Wolves here on SBS.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
6-0 in favor of the Wolves. It's an interesting game, partner. It's the Wolves against the Wolfpack. I don't know if you caught that coming into this broadcast, but kind of interesting.
I caught it the hard way because they're also maroon uniforms.
Yeah.
So when I went down there to ask for the pregame interview with St. Ignatius, I walked up to a Wolves player from Prairie Ridge and asked if I could interview somebody. And who? And I realized, oops. I mean, this announcer made that silly of a boo-boo.
I love this theme song. My favorite is still Northwestern, but On Wisconsin's a close second for me. How about you, partner? What's your favorite theme song? Well, fight song, I should say.
Yeah, fight songs. Yeah, I would have to be that guy that doesn't like any of them. But the ones that ring through, I mean, you constantly hear it. USC, game after game after game when you watch them on TV. Short
squib kick. I don't agree with this. It's going to give St. Ignatius good field position. Picked up by Kemp. He's got space. He's in the open field. One man to beat. Oh, what a tackle. Oh, my goodness, what a tackle. Partner, why the squib kick? John Kemp almost took it the distance for a touchdown. Victor Ibrahim with the incredible toe drag tackle.
Yeah, shoestring tackle, right? Oh, my gosh. You would have thought he could have just seen that tackle coming and jumped over it, and he would have been home free. I don't think anybody would have caught him.
Well, we were wondering when we were going to see a John Kemp sighting, and we got it in the most impressive way. Here we go, in good field position. What a tackle that was, from a touchdown to past the 50. Little misdirection of Bloss. Room to run. Right in front. 1st and 10 and more for the Wolfpack. Bloss with a misdirection run. First down. And the Wolfpack in business, partner.
Yeah, we talked about that. The misdirection runs, reverse going one way. Those are the adjustments that needed to be made at halftime. We saw it right away on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd and 9, they're calling that? Second and 1?
You got to wonder the squib kick. I know it's cold. Maybe, partner, he thought if they did a straight kick, it would have gone out of bounds, ball at the 35-yard line for St. Ignatius?
I think they feel like it's easier to tackle the guy if they don't kick it downfield, but I don't get it. I would kick it deep.
Another misdirection of Bloss. That time it's read well. Just barely got to the first down marker. So he didn't get it originally. I was surprised, but he gets it that time.
That might have been a generous spot.
1st and 10 for the Wolfpack. 4-down territory, partner, unless it's more than 4th and 5. Then you can consider punting, but I think unless it's like 4th and 10 and more, I think they're going to go for it on 4th.
Yeah, we call that, whenever we do these games, right, we call that video football.
Video game football.
Right.
Madden. We should call it Madden football. Rugai in the backfield as his Bloss. Clean pocket for Petro. He scans downfield, wide open man.
See more of.
Catch! 1st down and more for Clement Carey. The Wolfpack driving. Partner, we talked about the passing game. Big time throw by Jake Petro.
Yeah, he's got an accurate arm, big, strong guy. They have to respect him running. Now you got to play downfield on defense. That'll help the running game. That's one of the adjustments now that they had to make.
Winner will take on the winner of Lamont against East St. Louis. But St. Ignatius not thinking about that. They're thinking about scoring 6 and getting the PAT or 2-point conversion. Remember, we have not seen Henry Helms in this game, partner, so the kicking game is not guaranteed for the Wolfpack as well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see it. Will they kick it with the backup kicker or still run it in for 2? They only need 1.
Right now they got a score. It's 1st and goal at the 6. Rugai runs through a tackle. He gets a couple of yards. He's bottled up almost immediately as he got to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal coming up for the Wolfpack. Clock continues to run with 10:03 to go. 3rd quarter of action. If you're just joining us, it's been a defensive battle, surprisingly, considering that Prairie Ridge has given up as much as 55 points in these playoffs.
Yeah, I want to see Petro on a keeper to the right.
2nd and goal at the 4. Petro, he's tripped up.
Keeper on the left, but got tripped up.
That was just a break for the Wolves. And, partner, they deserve a break. They've had a couple of things go against them. That time they get a break. They'll credit the tackle to Gavin Tinch, but really that was just of Petro not seeing where Tinch was. If he had jumped over him, it might have been a touchdown run.
Well, remember I said right before halftime here that I think St. Ignatius can take the opening kickoff right in.
3rd and goal at the 4. It was a big stop, a shoestring tackle. 3rd and goal, almost jumped offside. A hard count by Petro. Rugai in the backfield, as is Bloss. Clement carry out to the right. Stewart to the left. Do you think a fade route here, partner, on 3rd and goal?
They're going to call timeout.
Timeout called on the field. And the Wolfpack called. We'll take a 12-second break. You're watching the Wolfpack against Prairie Ridge here on SBS.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Well, partner, you got 2 downs to get 4 yards. Unless you get sacked, you assume they're going to go for it. You get a field goal, you're only down 3, but with the iffiness at kicker, I think you got to go for it.
Oh, absolutely, go for it. Now the question is, what are the play calls? You know, what I might consider doing is calling 2 plays in the huddle, and then the defense won't be ready for the second play. But I think what I would do is run Rugai up the middle both times, and it is what you are. It is what your DNA is. You're down at the 4-yard line. You win or lose it with Rugai. Obviously, they tried the quarterback keeper there. It didn't work.
Would you want to consider something crazy like making Justin Scott a runner? You're only 4 yards away from the end zone.
Refrigerator Prairie up the middle.
You don't know how many more chances you're going to have to score touchdowns. 3rd and goal at the 4. Rugai in the backfield, as is Bloss. Handoff. Stuffed. Prairie Ridge with a big-time stuff inside the 5-yard line.
Well, now they're up against it. They need all 5 yards here. So now you probably can't run Rugai up the middle. You fake him up the middle, and you roll Petro, and you see if there's an open receiver, or Petro just runs it in. I would also roll to the right where there's more field. A possible sweep. Jet sweep could work. Again, make that sweep go to the right, though.
4th and goal at the 4.
One of those big plays in the game.
Play of the game right here. Do you go with Rugai? Do you go with Bloss, or do you pass the ball? They're going to pass. He's got a wide open man. Touchdown! Wolfpack! Play action partner, Aaron Stewart, his favorite target. And when you want a touchdown pass, you got to go to your favorite target there.
Well executed play action pass at the goal line. Ties the score.
Touchdown, Wolfpack. My goodness. And you can just hear a pin drop how silent that crowd got on that touchdown pass.
You know, they really did.
Such a big kick here. They're going with their looks like, I don't think it's Bestry. I thought I saw 8. Good snap, good hold. The kick by Bestry, right through the middle. The senior gets it to go. The Wolfpack have the lead incredibly, partner.
Yeah, they do. I would have gone for 2 on that. Make it an 8-6 lead if you can, because you score again. You make it 16-6, right? And then Prairie Ridge can't tie the score up with a 2-point conversion later. Because right now, you assume St. Ignatius is going to score again later, 14-6, right? But then Prairie Ridge can tie that up with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. I would have gone for 2 and put Prairie Ridge behind the 8 ball.
This is what I think head coach Matt Miller was thinking. We just want to get the lead back to make Prairie Ridge think about it. They haven't trailed all tournament long, right? Get them to think about it. They're at home. Maybe the pressure starts to get them a little bit. The jitter starts to come out. The other thing is, too, they need Bestry, both kicking and punting today. Got to give them some confidence.
Well, all true. And, of course, just the simple fact that you make an extra point far more than you make a 2-point conversion. Right. So you have a, 85% chance of kicking the extra point, 50% chance of getting 2-yard points. But, yeah, I would have gone for 2 again personally. Of course, I would have gone for 2 earlier when Prairie Ridge scored. Of course, they kicked and missed it.
What a huge kick by Bestry, and I wish all the best to Henry Helms. By the way, we wish all the best to the St. Ignatius junior hockey team if they're watching. We wish all the best to you. We wish all the best to the University of Virginia, that terrible shooting. And here we go, 7-6. Returned at the 25, a handoff to Vassy, and it's stuffed up at the sideline. But Vassy, man, he's not a huge guy, partner, but he's got so much strength with that lower body to get extra yards after contact.
I was impressed that they looked like they were actually ready for that handoff. That was a really clever play. Gave it to Vassy. It looked like a well-executed handoff on a kickoff return, but St. Ignatius was waiting for it. It was almost as if they should have faked the handoff and kept running.
Tyler Vassy's 5'11", 168 pounds. Does he have enough in the tank? He's been playing pretty much every play this entire tournament. Can he go down the field to give Prairie Ridge the lead back? They trail by 1. Play action. Vassy out of the pocket. Rolls out to the left, and an open hit. Big time hit by Lawler.
Yeah, that was a nice tackle.
And that's the thing, too, partner. Nothing against the strength of schedule for Prairie Ridge, but I don't think they've seen teams that can tackle in the open field like the Chicago Catholic League can.
Well, if that's true. And then, you were talking about him playing every offensive play. You go to the other side of the ball, Rugai, Scott, they're playing every down on both sides of the ball.
Opawui into the game, as is Lawler. It's 2nd and 7. 4-down territory, as it's a handoff up the middle. It's a good gain.
Yeah, that was actually pretty effective.
Nathan Greetham again. Greetham had a very good game in that win over Crystal Lake South. Vassy had 392 yards rushing in that game. Here we go. 3rd and 3. Handoff. Stuffed.
4th and something. Now a big call for Prairie Ridge.
All right, partner. I'll let you call it. If it were me, I would do the hard count and punt. How about you?
I think once you put your quarterback under center, you go for the play. So you're either going for it or you're punting. It looks like they're going to go for it. No hard count thing here. That trick doesn't work anyway.
Except if Nagy's the head coach, then it always works.
Oh, no. Let's not talk about high school coaches here.
4th and 1. Well, it is a whole high school game. 4th and 1. You got 3 timeouts if you want to do a hard count to try to draw them offside.
I think I would be punting here.
Ball at the 44. It's a push up front. I don't think he got it.
I don't either, but let's see where they mark it. Usually in high school, they give you the benefit, and that's where both line judges are. They're going to give him the first down.
Yeah, I'm with you too, partner. I would have tried to draw him offside. Oh, my goodness. Did they give him the first down?
Yeah, that's where the line judges stood.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. That is awful.
You play this back on the replay. He didn't make it, but he's going to get the first down. Not good.
Now, here's the thing, too, partner. It's where the original spot is where the forward progress was stopped. So even though there were a slew of St. Ignatius defenders at the 44, was he originally stopped at the 45? That's where forward progress might be stopped. I hate this spot, though. Vassy. Still on his feet, and he's brought down past midfield. What a play that was by Vassy on 4th and 1. I still think it was a bad spot, but...
Well, the good thing is it was right in front of us, right in front of our camera angle, so you can play that play back along with the other 2 controversial ones and see that. But yeah, there's no way that mark was.
And at the same time, the football gods eventually have to go against you. Sometimes they're for you for Wolfpack. That time they were against them.
Well, remember in the old days in hockey, it was a proverbial makeup call?
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore, thank goodness.
2nd and 5. Vassy, another quarterback sneak.
He's
Room
got
to
it.
run.
Touchdown.
He's going to score all the way to the house. Tyler Vassy, the All-State quarterback, shows it on that play. 12-7 in favor of Prairie Ridge. 49 yards to the house. Controversy galore. It looked like the Wolfpack stopped them. They get the benefit of the call, and Vassy takes advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah, oh boy. You give him credit for the touchdown, but I don't like that mark. But again, it's right in front of us. Got to replay it. It's possible he did get the first down. He earned the first down. But here they go. They kick the extra point. Looks like they're going to kick it. So this will give them another 6-point lead. If I were Prairie Ridge, I'd be going for 2.
Yeah, they just want to force Bestry to win it on a PAT. Bad snap. Vassy will run it, and he's still diving forward. Man, is he tough to bring down.
He's got a nose for the end zone, that's for sure.
Well, here's the thing, partner. You don't get the snap off. A touchdown would win it for St. Ignatius if nobody else scores.
Well, and I needed him to get that 2-point conversion, too, to get my prediction as close as possible to being accurate.
Now you got to think after the squib kick didn't work, you're going to kick it deep, right? Even if you accidentally kick it out and the ball's placed at 35, you can't try the squib kick again, one would think.
I look around. Where's Kemp? Kick somewhere else. Don't let him get loose like that. That should have been a touchdown. I mean, they got the touchdown anyway about 10 plays later, right? But what a run back that was. Scan the field, see where he is, kick it elsewhere.
We'll take a 12-second break. You're watching the Wolfpack against the Wolves here on SBS.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world. First down.
12-7. Well, partner, the football gods were against Prairie Ridge. You got to give them the benefit of the doubt. They need to have some things go their way in this game, and they got a spot that went their way right before that touchdown.
Something absolutely went their way. Okay, here's the kickoff. Look for Kemp. Kick it someplace else. But kick it deep.
It might not be a terrible decision to kick it out of bounds. They're going to do another squib. Can Kemp do it again? It's right to him again. Kemp up the middle. Oh, man, another good run by Kemp.
One man back, and that's a touchdown again.
Whew. I just don't understand that, partner. Like, the defense has been so good for Prairie Ridge today. Even if you kick it out and the ball's at the 35, do you really have confidence in Petro to go right down the field on you again to score again? He didn't do anything like that in the first half.
Well, here we are again, though. St. Ignatius is not in a bad spot. They've got the ball. They're nearly midfield, down only 5 points, so they don't even have to get the extra point or a 2-point conversion to get the lead. They're in a good spot here.
You assume if they score the touchdown, they're going to go for 2 to go up by 3. Petro, little pitch play to the right to Connor. Big hit.
Yeah, that didn't go anywhere. I was a little surprised. I thought that was a great play call, but it just didn't go anywhere.
Lowered that shoulder, did Logan Thens. You know, partner, you can't break through a tackle when the defender gets both of your knees like that. 2nd and 9, Bob. What do you want to run here on 2nd and 9?
They're going to run Vinny Rogai up the middle. What I would do is fake him up the middle, and then I would look for a play-action pass. That's how I would play it.
Petro under center, Rugai behind him. And a handoff. Rugai surprisingly gets about 8 yards there. He's been stuffed most of the game, and he's slow to get back up. 3rd and short coming up.
So again, I would bet or guess that they would run Rugai up the middle to pick up this first down. But I think you're talking down 5 points at midfield. This is one of those points in the game. It's a big point that they would go ahead and run Vinny Rugai twice up the middle.
3rd and 3 coming up.
It's kind of a short 3. Yeah, they went up the middle, and there he goes.
1st and 10 and more. He's still on his feet, and he's close to the 45.
He's got to be a monster in the weight room. He's carrying the whole defense on his back and still going forward.
Well, partner, it's win or go home, and I know I teased it to you earlier in the 3rd quarter. As this game continues on, do you want to do something creative with Justin Scott? Have him be an eligible wide receiver, run him out in the backfield, try to get some extra yards because he's going to be hard to bring down.
I just don't think they do that. I mean, we haven't seen that play all year, right? So if they're not practicing it, they're not going to suddenly insert it in the last game of the year. It would be interesting, though, to see.
All bets are off, right? The state semifinals. It's not a regular season game. Up the middle, Rugai gets a couple.
Well, it's a couple, but it's 3. It's enough for a first down play. 2nd and 7.
And man,
all they got to do is go downfield, right?
How big were those miscues by the special teams unit for Prairie Ridge? I mean, that's kept St. Ignatius in this game.
Well, yeah. And St. Ignatius is fortunate to be only down 5 points in the middle of the third period here.
You were right the first time, 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
Don't know why you did a hockey analogy there. 2nd and 7, they're going to place at the 42. Same formation that they've run most of the day. Petro barely got the pitch off, losing yardage fast.
That did not work. That was a bad play. Unfortunately, they pushed him out of the range for 3rd and 13 now, maybe.
If Petro had just run with it, partner, it probably would have been a no gain. Instead, he made the wrong call on the pitch.
It's the wrong read, maybe, if that's what it was, a read play. But 3rd and 13, now if you don't make the first down, you got to punt. I suppose if you gain 12 yards, maybe you get 4th and 1, you can go for it. But here, if you don't get the first down, you go for it. Now, I also think it's got to put it in the air. What has been effective, though, is was the 14 Casey has been open all game when he goes downfield. But now they know they're going to pass, so.
Maybe 4-down territory if you can get more than 10 yards on this play. Petro will pass. He scans the field. It's a little swing pass.
And missed.
It was a terrible pass, but partner probably would have been a short gain anyways, as there to greet him was Ryan Kolblinger.
Boy, not just to greet him, to ring his bell. That was he's leading the receiver right into the defender. Throwing that pass, I'm a little surprised he did. But, the 2 downfield receivers, they were covered. Are they punting here? Yeah.
4th and 13. You could do a fake, but I think too early in the game to consider it.
Oh, yeah. Well, they'd have to get 13 yards on the fake. No, they won't do that. Plus, the kicks aren't real strong. Let's see where this goes. There's a good kick finally. Right to him.
Line drive kick to Vassy out in the open field. Rugai there. Pass Rugai. Down the sideline. Gets to the edge. Stutter step move. Man, is he fun to watch. The Tyler Vassy Show.
It was a solid tackle, though. We heard an uh-oh out of our cameraman, Stephen Ryan.
If the helmet came off, he's got to come out for a play. But Vassy did get up in time, and now he's holding the shoulder. Oh, boy.
Oh, that was the uh-oh I think we heard.
But partner, he doesn't pass the ball, so if he dislocated the shoulder, he could play through it.
I think the medical trainer would have an issue with you.
Yeah, for sure. But he'd be in a lot of pain, but technically he could maybe play through it.
Oh, he's playing
handoff
through
up the middle.
As he's getting hammered. 2nd and 6.
I mean, that's why you don't want your quarterback running special teams, right? Well, partner, St. Ignatius down by 5. Got to get the ball back. The good news is you haven't seen anything from this Prairie Ridge kicking game. So Prairie Ridge is either going to score a touchdown, they're going to punt the ball.
Well, a touchdown would put the game almost out of reach. So they do need to stop him on this drive.
2nd and 6. Little run by Vassy. He gets a couple.
They're on schedule, though. We got 3 yards in a cloud of snow, and then 4th down. All they need is the 1 yard to get the extra edge from the referee, and they got a first down. They keep moving downfield that way.
The Wolves can pass. Drake Tomasiewicz had a 39-yard touchdown against Crystal Lake South in the first-round game. That was the 2 versus 15 seed. But, man,
so you're saying they were able to pass against the 15 seed?
Yeah. But they can pass it from time to time. 3rd and 2. Vassy again, and he stopped short. Here we go, 4th and short. The play of the game, they give him the benefit of the doubt on the spot, then Vassy kills them on the 49-yard run. You assume they're going to do it again. The problem is, though, partner, if he's holding that shoulder, how many more times do you want Vassy to go into contact, especially because if you win, you're going to need him next week in the state championship game?
Well, this is going to go into the 4th quarter before they run this 4th down play. Like they have a timeout to call before it. But you almost don't need the timeout. You know it's going to be Vassy up the middle, one side or the other.
Here we go. 4th quarter coming up. Who will advance to the state championship game? Will it be the Wolves or the Wolfpack? We'll find out in 12 minutes. You're watching the Wolfpack against the Wolves here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
Here we go. Play of the game. 4th and 1. Can Vassy do it again with the hurt right shoulder? Or will the Wolfpack stop him again? He stopped short. This time he's clearly short.
Yeah, you can't mark that for a first down. St. Ignatius now did what they had to do on defense. They have the ball 1st and 10 on the shortish side of the field, only down by 5 early in the 4th quarter. Again, they have Prairie Ridge right where they need them.
Tony Tirado, a big contributor on that play. And partner, when you don't punt like that, it gives the Wolfpack only 49 yards away from winning this game, assuming they don't give up any more touchdowns.
Yeah, I'd love to say I second-guessed them. I thought they should have gone for it on that 4th down play as well. I mean, you have one of the best running backs ever playing quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got this, right? All you need is a yard.
It's starting to snow. Little flurries here in Crystal Lake.
The sweep I'd like to see more of.
Got
Nowhere.
A couple of yards. They're going to mark it about 2nd and 8. Clock continues to run. I'm surprised, partner. You know this game more than me, though, it seems like. I said 35-28. You picked 21-14, and here we go.
Yeah,
12-7 Prairie Ridge.
Yeah, it might be 21-14 the other direction, though. Or at least close to that. But low-scoring game. It's bad weather. Both teams are running teams. The clock is going to run. Better defenses. I mean, it all led toward a lower-scoring running type of a game in cold weather.
A couple of breaks that went St. Ignatius' way.
Yeah, that's kept the scoring low, that's for sure. But that happens in football. Fumbles do happen. What's this?
Timeout on the field. That's their second timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. It's 12-7 Prairie Ridge here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
All right, partner, what do you think that they called out of that timeout?
A running play. Up the middle with Rugai again. Whoop, this time a sweep to the right.
Yeah, a little misdirection over to Connor. He gets a couple of yards. 3rd and manageable coming up for the Wolfpack. Clock continues to run. Under 10:45 to go. They mark it right at the 40. 3rd and 6.
This has happened a lot this game. Another big play. I guess that's what happens when you're in the semifinals of a football championship, state championship. Another big play.
Might have been a false start. No call. Rugai.
Not enough.
Gets a couple more.
Yeah, but everybody knows it's 4th down, and I think everybody knows they're going to run behind Justin Scott to get the 1st down.
This might be St. Ignatius' last chance to win the game. I don't know if you can stop Vassy again on defense. So
I think you can do that, but it's 9 minutes to go in the game. When they get the ball back, a lot of that game will get eaten up. And I think it'll be Rugai again right up the middle.
Inside the 40, St. Ignatius somewhat driving. One in the backfield.
Nope, they're passing.
Three-step drop, screen pass. Good breaking of a tackle. 1st and 10 and more for the Wolfpack. As nobody is sitting right now for the Wolfpack fans, they're all standing and they're jumping up in excitement for the 1st down.
I like that call. On 4th down, play action.
It's got to be hard to catch in this environment, partner. It's under 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and it continues to snow.
Well, I confess, the snow's getting worse, but I confess I was holding my breath when that ball got thrown.
Here we go, 1st and 10. The Wolfpack are going to take their time. Petro read well by the defensive tackle. Huge hit behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and long coming up, partner. What a read on the RPO delivered to the turf by Victor Ibrahim.
You called it right as it happened. What a read on the play. I actually watched Rugai go up the middle. I thought he had the ball, and indeed it was Petro, and he read it and stuffed him. So 2nd and 12. Now, the good thing about this stuff is it was on 1st down, so you got 3 more downs to make up for that. But you got to figure St. Ignatius is on a mission. They're going, touchdown or bust.
Yeah, it's 2nd down. They had 3rd down on the Jumbotron, so they got a mistake on the Jumbotron. Rolls out to the right, and Petro will keep it himself. Goes into contact.
Yeah, but not enough.
3rd down coming up. It's 4-down territory again. Field goal does you no good, and even if it did, I don't know if you trust in Bestry anyways.
Well,
now,
you're down 5. You don't kick here.
If you feel confident you're going to get the ball back and not give up any points, you could get 2 field goals to advance to the state championship game, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, I would say that's not going to happen. They're going to go for a touchdown twice instead of 2 field goals.
3rd and 7 to Rugai. Great push up front by the offensive line, but I think he's a yard short.
Well, let's see if they give him the same favorable mark. They are marking him short. So 4th and 1. So yet another one of the many big plays.
Play the game. We've said that a lot, but
yes,
this really is.
This has been a really good, close game with lots of play of the games.
They scored on 4th and goal to make it 7-6. Could they score on 4th and 1 to make it 13-12?
Again, I'm running right behind Justin Scott.
Ball at the 28. They need a full yard. Rugai, I think he got it, and he did.
Yep. This is where the patience really works. Continuing to hammer the middle, it really wears down the defense. They're in late in the 4th quarter. The defense probably is somewhat worn down.
So if you're St. Ignatius, partner, you probably want to just take your time and try to score with under 5 minutes left in the quarter, one would assume.
Yeah, I would agree. Use up as much time as you can, score here, but make sure you score here. But then you're still going to have to face Vassar one way or other. But you're going to face a running team, not somebody you can get downfield quick with Mahomes-type passing.
If the ball's at the 1 yard line, let's say it's 1st and goal, should Prairie Ridge consider letting them score to give their quarterback more time?
I think in high school football, here's the outside.
Petro still with it. 1st and 10 for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, I think in high school football, you try to stop them.
I still remember that Super Bowl where the Packers let the Broncos score, and it didn't work. They got the ball back with plenty of time, but Brett Favre threw the pick, and the Broncos won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, or Marshawn had remember on Seattle, the interception at the 1 yard line.
I'm thinking about, the Patriots didn't let him score, though, but I'm thinking about, remember that Super Bowl Giants-Patriots, where the Patriots let Ahmad Bradshaw score, and he tried not to score, but he accidentally put his butt into the end zone. That might be a situation now. It's 1st and goal at the 5. If he gets 4 more yards, maybe let him score. Quarterback keeper, and they're trying to get that ball out.
I fell for the Rugai fake where it made it look like it was a bad snap.
Not too sure about that play call, but look, you need to find a way to get 5 yards in 4 plays, so a 1 or no gain doesn't really hurt you that much. The thing about it too, partners, if you run, the clock continues to go. If there's an incomplete pass or a touchdown pass, the clock officially stops.
Well, I think you want it to run.
So for St. Ignatius, they're looking to score, but keep that clock running. Petro's going to lose yardage. Can't have that if you're the Wolfpack. Prairie Ridge with a big-time hit. You surprised they didn't pass there, partner? It's worked pretty well today.
Well, yeah, they need the ball on the left hash mark, so they've got more room on the right. But it looks like Prairie Ridge is sniffing out that fake up the middle and run wide play. So, which means, the only way you win this is go up the middle. But you got a lot of yards. Got to get, 7 yards? But you got 2 plays to do it. I think, again, you're looking at 2 Vinny Rugai runs up the middle. Or you could play action.
You need 2 plays to get 8 yards to get the lead. Handoff.
There's one.
Rugai's going to score! Broken tackle! The All-State tailback gives St. Ignatius the lead. How about that, partner? A little A-gap run right off the center, and the Wolfpack have the lead.
They've been doing that all game up the middle, and now they have a 1-point lead. Now they need to go for 2 to make it a 3-point lead.
By the way, Prairie Ridge is still very much in this game, even though they don't have a 2-minute offense.
Well, they probably have a 5-minute offense. It'll be on the ground, though. But Varsity might be forced to throw the ball.
Remember, clock stops on a first down. It's such a big 2-point conversion. It forces really the kicking game to be non-existent because the field goal would only send it to overtime. Prairie Ridge has struggled with kicking it anyways today. Here we go. 2-point conversion. Petro over to the right. Pressure comes. Pass.
Intercepted.
And it was intercepted, and he was down by contact. No 2-point conversion. That was huge, partner. A field goal can send Prairie Ridge to the state championship game.
Yeah, the odds of a field goal happening, though, I don't think are very, very high. I think they're either going to score a touchdown or they're not going to score a touchdown. They should have gone for 2. That's what everybody would have done, up by 1 with 5 minutes to go in the game after a touchdown. This is the wrong play call. I think they should have run the very same play they ran on the play before, run Vinny right behind Scott for a touchdown. I think that would have worked.
Here's the thing, too. You always wonder, why don't you just run shotgun on a play like that? If you haven't run shotgun all year long, do you really feel confident in a spot like that running shotgun? The triple option is not a shotgun offense.
Right. Well, especially in high school, it's not like you have as much time as like the pros to practice, for example. So you only can run in the games that you've been practicing. So if they don't practice from that formation, don't run it.
I mean, Vassy has to be tired, partner, and the shoulder injury. But look, you've been dreaming about this since you were 6 years old to go to the state championship game. Even though you're injured, he's going to try his all to get that touchdown to get into the state championship game.
Well, as good as he is, though, Scott and Rugai are the ones that are just the Warriors' offense and defense. So if we were going to give Vassy saying you're playing the whole game, he's really only playing half the game.
What a clutch kick that was by Bestry. He hasn't had a great day, but that big extra point to put the St. Ignatius Wolfpack on top.
Like Tony Romo says, it always comes back, or I say what he says, it never comes back and haunts you, does it?
Vassy will pick it up. Remember, he has that right shoulder injury. Right up the middle. Vassy with space. Vassy in the open field. Vassy past the 40 to the 30. What an athlete, Tyler Vassy.
How can they just even think of kicking it toward him?
Oh, Bestry, partner, kick it away from Vassy. But here's the thing, too, partner. Even if he had kicked it away from Vassy, you know they would have handed it off to him anyways.
Well, they stopped it last time, but they could sure use a deep kick. You would think St. Ignatius could find a soccer player someplace to put the ball at the goal line. All right, 30 yards away. So time isn't really the issue.
Clock stops on a first down.
Well, they're not going to need too many first downs to score.
Now the chess game comes into play for St. Ignatius. As Prairie Ridge gets closer to the goal line, do you let them score?
No.
Handoff, fake handoff, and Tyler Vassy goes into contact.
That reminds me of one of those disingenuous fakes. Everybody knows he's not faking. He's not handing it off. So just show a fake, disingenuous fake, and go make your run.
If you're wondering, the fullback in Nathan Geetham had 90 yards on 19 carries in that win over Crystal Lake South. I mean, that's how impressive this Prairie Ridge run has been, partner. They almost lost in the first round, then they've been dominant until today. Now they trail by 1 to the Wolfpack.
Well, St. Ignatius is a good team, but this is anybody's game.
Here we go. 2nd and 6. Clock continuing to run. 4:12 remaining. A late handoff, and might not have been the right decision as the Wolfpack snuffed it out.
They ran right at Justin Scott. That's probably not the right call.
Nathan Geetham was there. They also had Vanderweel as an option as he was in motion.
But it's only 3rd and 4, and you know they got 2 tries to do it.
If it's 4th and 3, you go for it, or do you consider a field goal?
Too far.
Remember, it's where the hold is, so about 17 yards from the original line of scrimmage. That's where you spot the field goal attempt. 3rd and 4.
There's the disingenuous
Vassy
fake.
again. Breaks through a tackle initially, still on his feet, and he's dropped out of bounds, and the clock continues to run.
He's way short.
I think you pass it here, partner, but the problem is he's holding that right shoulder.
Well, he's passed what, once the whole game?
This is another play of the game situation, though, and this one really is the play of the game. 4th and 4, down by a 1 point, 26-yard line, 22-yard line, but the important 4 yards from a first down.
Can you stop Vassy? They've done it most of the day except for that 49-yard run. Wolfpack up by 1. Vassy in the pocket. He scans the field to the right. He's got a man. Touchdown.
Wait a minute. It is.
What a throw. Drake Tomasiewicz right down the field to make it 18-13. And partner, if you're the Wolfpack, I think that's the right formation on defense. He had the injured shoulder. Did you really think he was going to throw it? He battles through it with the endurance and throws a touchdown pass to give him the lead.
Even if he threw it, I didn't think he'd complete it, and that one was almost out of the end zone.
Got to go for 2 to make it a clean 7-point advantage. Plenty of time for the Wolfpack to still go down the field to win it.
Well, let's see. How much time is there really? 2:45?
Unsportsmanlike conduct called against Prairie Ridge. So that'll
be on the
15 yards.
kickoff.
Oh, it's on the kick. I forgot. Obviously going for 2 because you want to force the Wolfpack to tie it on a PAT, not win it.
Well, interesting. If they're going to go for 2, you'd almost rather have it on this play than the 15 yards.
What a pass, though. With the injured shoulder, he hasn't shown you anything all day passing. He doesn't have any consistency or rhythm because they haven't passed the ball. He warmed up at halftime and in the pregame show, but other than that, he hasn't thrown it all game.
Yeah, that defensive back was just not close enough. I mean, he was wide open, right, but still just not close enough. Give him another yard or another step, that play would have been broken up, and that would have been the game. So this game, I mean, there's been many plays the whole time that were very, very pivotal, but obviously the most pivotal play of the game right there, 4th and 4, and they scored a touchdown on it. Good play call, though.
Text line's open. Your favorite high school, college, or NFL memory. Text 330-957-7653. Here we go. 18-13. It's been a heck of a game. Can the Wolfpack do it one more time? If they score a touchdown and Prairie Ridge doesn't get the 2, St. Ignatius goes to the state finals.
Well, they are going to have 2 minutes and 45 seconds to do it, and Petro does have an arm.
Vassy out to the right, then goes up the middle with it.
Nowhere.
And he stopped short. So the Wolfpack can win it on a touchdown. Field goal does them no good. We'll take a 30-second break. You're watching the Wolfpack against the Wolves here on SBS.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Here we go, partner. 2:45, clock stops on a first down. All those timeouts that St. Ignatius called earlier in the game might come back to bite them. They only have 1 timeout left.
Yeah, they could use an extra timeout for sure. And you're right, the clock stops, but I do think Petro's got an arm, and they can go downfield in 2:45. It is possible. Very doable. Obviously, a good kick return here would be helpful.
No way they're going to kick it to Kemp for the 3rd time on a squib kick.
Well, and I can't believe St. Ignatius kicked it to Vassy on that last kick. I mean, he returned it all the way to their 35-yard line.
What a game.
What a game is right. But 2:45, it is not over. And here, if they score a touchdown, you don't even have to rely on the extra point to make it a win. It's just a 5-point game.
It's a huge kick coming up. They've used 2 different kickers today. That one's a line drive. It's not even a squib.
They're going to redo that. That ball fell off the tee right before he kicked it, so they're going to redo that.
Oh, what a break for the Prairie Ridge Wolves. That's Jace Kranig.
It's really not a break for anybody, because if that ball stayed on the tee, he would have kicked it okay, and it falls off the tee. The referee blew it dead. What a very heads-up call by the ref.
Well, they would have had it because he caught it right at midfield.
Yeah, caught a line drive. Number 22.
That was Tony Tirado.
Yeah, right. He caught it. He was going to run it right back into the teeth of Prairie Ridge, but that could have been a broken tackle away from a touchdown. And certainly good field position. We'll see what they do this time. So that also tells you which way the wind is blowing, from left to right. So it's in St. Ignatius's face. That won't help Petro.
And that missed 2-point conversion was crucial, partner, because a field goal could have sent you to overtime. And anything's possible in high school OT. Here we go. Kronig will try it again. Another line drive
squib.
kick. Off the fingertips. Then goes with it, does Kemp. He's still on his feet.
Oh, almost broke it.
That was Deach. And here we go. The Wolfpack. Man, get your popcorn ready. This is one heck of a way to finish the state semifinal.
Yeah, this has all the makings of one of those instant classics.
They're going to spot it at the 45. You've got more than enough time. You got 2:45. Clock stops on a first. 45 yards away from going to the state championship game. Off the middle. Rugai gets a lot of positive yards. About 5, maybe more.
Yeah, they're patient with that run up the middle, but they are a lot of yards away and not a lot of time to keep doing that.
Only have one timeout left. Petro keeps it. Goes into contact, dives forward, he got the first. Remember, a spike costs you a down, so you really just have to get your offensive line set and hand it off quick.
Yeah, it might have been a bit of a generous spot again, too.
2:15, the clock stops briefly. Petro getting his offensive line to the line of scrimmage as quick as possible. 2:09 to go. Petro, hands off. Rugai, with room to run. Could he make it? At the 5, touchdown, Rugai!
That's why he kept hammering up the middle. And then Prairie Ridge had to respect the pass or the wide run, but Rugai took it up the middle, took 3 tries, and got the touchdown. 1-point game. They don't need to kick the extra point.
You got to go for 2. I don't think Prairie Ridge is going to even consider a field goal, but if you go for 2, the field goal only sends it to overtime. My goodness. Touchdown in favor of St. Ignatius. Wow.
1-point game with exactly 2 minutes to go. 2-minute warning. You heard it here first.
Well, now St. Ignatius has to respect the pass once Tyler Vassy gets the ball back.
Yeah, they do. Well, you got, boy. Yeah, right. Are they more likely to pass for yardage or Vassy run for a touchdown?
Petro up the middle. He dives. Did he cross the pylon?
I think so. Nope.
Somebody's calling me.
So a 1-point game. Now the field goal is in play if they're, if they just can't get upfield, but they got 2 minutes to go. So that, 2 minutes? They scored in 45 seconds? That's all it took St. Ignatius. Prairie Ridge with the ball. Yeah, and how close to the prediction was I? Let's see. 19-18, 21-14. Pretty close.
Field goal sends you to the state championship game. Partner, you got to find a way to kick it away from Tyler Vassy, even if you kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, right. You kick it as hard downfield as you can. Keep it away from him. Put it out of bounds.
This is one of those games. You always hate to use the word silver linings or moral victory, but neither team can be mad about how they played today. They gave it their all.
Well, that's what the state championship series is all about. You're down to the final 4 teams. All 4 are good. And this is a great game. Like I said, instant classic.
Text line still open, 330-957-7653. No calls, please. Your favorite high school, college, or NFL memory.
You're going to read a text with 2 minutes to go?
Absolutely.
Here's a good kick, sort of.
Kicked right to Vassy again.
Yeah.
Can they get to him?
Not the first choice.
With a full head of steam. Vassy down the sideline. Bestry with a hit.
What a good tackle, but still way too good of a return.
Plenty of time. 1:52 remaining. Field goal sends them to the state championship game.
Why would you kick it anywhere near Vassy? Of course, he is in the middle of the field.
Honestly, partner, you could have considered an onside kick.
That might have been smarter than giving it to Vassy.
1st and 10, ball at the 39. They're 39 yards away from going to the state championship game. Handoff, right off the right guard. Rugai there on the tackle. Clock continues to run. 1:45 to go.
Prairie Ridge has 2 timeouts.
What do you want to do here if you're Prairie Ridge? Just run the ball till you score?
I think that's their offense, and they're just going to have to run wider than they're used to, and hopefully they can turn the corner. So they're not going to get anywhere up the middle.
No, he's still on his feet. Vassy is just so hard to bring down. He's brought down out of bounds, but he was tackled right before falling out. So the clock continues to run. 3rd and 5, 1:16 to go. The Wolfpack up by 1, and they're just over a minute away from going to the state championship game.
Yeah, just about the only thing that can beat them other than Vassy getting loose on the edge is a bomb behind them, just like last time. They got to prevent that. There is no deep safety.
1 minute evenly remaining in the game. Vassy fell down briefly, goes into contact. Where are they going to spot it?
It's going to be, they're marking him on the first down again.
He got it. 52 seconds left.
Another favorable mark, perhaps, but it's still a first down. Less than a minute.
They got to hustle, though, partner, especially if they don't have a field goal team.
Well, they continue to bottle them up. We said that early. They scored, but it took a long time to score.
Play action. Plenty of time. Open. No, he dropped it. Oh, boy, what a drop.
That wasn't a good time to drop the ball, right? They would have been down at about the 10-yard line with 37 seconds to go. Vassy's looking defeated. Is that him at the middle of the field, head down? Yeah.
As Vern Lundquist would say, Jack Finn, bless his heart, he's got to be the sickest man in America.
Well, Vassy kind of realizes that might have been a last hope kind of a play. You could tell by his body language he got defeated by that drop.
Timeout called by Prairie Ridge. We'll take a timeout as well.
Yeah, which I wouldn't have done with 37 seconds to go and a stoppage of clock.
Yeah, the clock stops, but at the same time, I understand it because you want to calm down your quarterback. The adrenaline's pumping. He's holding that shoulder. A million things are going through his head right now. He's got that senior leadership, but you call the timeout to try to readdress your offensive line. You're 28 yards away from going to the state championship, but sometimes you can overthink it here.
Well, and it's 2nd and 10. You know, also they have to come up with a play. 2nd and 10, 37 seconds to go. So what are they going to dial up again? That play should have worked. It was right in the receiver's hands. But you know what? To be fair, it's a cold day. He hasn't even been thrown to yet this game. That we were talking about that earlier. You've made Vassy your whole complete offense, right? Probably wouldn't be bad to diversify the offense and run some pass plays a little bit more often instead of run for 485 yards. But I'm just saying that, right?
What a game. They've held the state record running back / quarterback in check today. Can the Wolfpack do it again? Fakes the pitch, rolls out to the right, scans the field, drops.
Another drop.
That's on the quarterback, though, partner. You got to get that in stride. That was behind him.
That was right in his hands. What more do you want? He
it was behind him, though. You got to get it in stride.
Well, we got to look at that replay, but again, that wasn't even going to be a first down.
Yeah, almost a blessing in disguise, right? Because the incomplete pass stops the clock. Unless he was able to get out of bounds with it, he's tackled in bounds. They have to blow their last time out.
Still the same thing, though. You worry. 2 drops in a row. This is what, only the 4th pass of the game? Maybe the 3rd pass of the game?
32 seconds left. What do you call here? I assume another pass, but we'll see. Dropped it. 3-step drop. Here comes the sack. A huge sack, and Prairie Ridge is forced to call their final timeout. Oh, boy, that's a memory that number 33 is going to remember forever. Emmett Callahan, what a time to get a sack. Your first sack of the game, by the way.
So 4th and a mile at the 35-yard line. All that's left is a Hail Mary. And they're going to have to spy, probably spy with 2 guys. And then stay deep with a hit for the Hail Mary.
I mean, you assume he's going to pass, right? You don't think he's going to be able to run it for 17 yards on his own.
I don't see how. I mean, it's going to be against the prevent defense, so there's going to be fewer. It's like a kickoff return, right? So it's a prevent defense, so he's going to have more room to run. But what are the odds of him scoring a touchdown? St. Ignatius has done a great job bottling him up this whole entire game. So I'm saying before the play happens, St. Ignatius is in the state final next week. Now let's see what happens on this next play.
Wow. Vinny Rugai, man, you got to give credit to him.
Well, and the coaching staff for continuing to run Rugai up the middle. I think they realized that Petro's sideways runs, the fakes and then running himself wasn't working, so they had to go up the middle with Rugai, and it came through. Justin Scott with the big blocks.
4th and a mile. They haven't changed the yardage. It looks like 4th and maybe 15. Clean pocket. Scott's there. He pressures the quarterback to the end zone.
Interference.
Waiting for the flag.
No interference call?
I'm waiting for it. There's the yellow laundry.
You see it now?
Yeah. They're talking it over, but that was clearly pass interference. He almost tackled the guy as the wide receiver's going for the ball.
All right, there's no timeouts now.
18 seconds left on the pass interference.
Now, it's only a 10-yard gain, though.
15 yards.
15-yard gain. So it's not like at the 2 yards. It's not a spot foul, so it's not they just got one more play to run it in. They're going to have to throw another Hail Mary.
Do you consider just kicking it now? I know your kick. A kick does send you to the state championship game.
They can't make that kick.
You're right now. They're going to spot it at the
20-yard line?
Yeah, just short of the 20. You're 20 yards away from a touchdown, 37-yard field goal from going to the state finals.
18 seconds left. Well, they can do that again and get the ball to the 10-yard line, and the ticks might be worth more than the yards.
Another clean pocket. Rolling out, they're going to try to sack him. Out to the left. He's got room. Scott got him.
Tackle.
Big time tackle by Scott,
and
the
that's going to end the game.
Recruit.
Oh, first down. The clock stops.
Clock stops. Got to hustle to the line, and Prairie Ridge will call their final timeout.
Thought they didn't have a timeout left.
Or St. Ignatius called it. Well, no matter what, they would have spiked it. So instead of being 9.7, it would have been like 9.2.
Yeah, so it's 9.7 on the clock. The ball is at the 12-yard line and 1st and 10. That was a good run to get that far. If he doesn't make the first down, it's game over.
Would they have had time to spike? I think they would have. I think that if he had been tackled before the first down marker, Scott would have tackled him, and then they would have spiked it at like 3 seconds.
But what a Division I tackle that was then. And I'm surprised St. Ignatius called the time.
Ball at the 12. If you're wondering here, they've got the field goal unit in now.
Oh, this is to win it. Over all the marbles. I did not expect to see this.
I don't blame them. You got to at least try it.
Well, it's more than a try. They know it's going to be good, or they wouldn't be doing it.
29 yards away from going to the state championship game. Good snap, good hold. The kick
looks good.
Is good. Prairie Ridge is very much alive from going to the state championship game. What a kick. One more timeout remaining for St. Ignatius, I think. I
think they're all timeouts are gone. I don't know why St. Ignatius. It wasn't St. Ignatius that called that timeout. Prairie Ridge put their field goal unit on. They didn't think they would. What a clutch kick to go to the state finals.
Well, the St. Ignatius basketball team made it as far as to the semifinals last year, and they lost. The football team gets as close as the semifinals. They almost win it, but a very crucial defensive pass interference kept the drive alive. Tyler Vassy and the special teams unit did the rest. What a huge kick by Brogan Amhert.
Yeah, that was the perfect recap. That pass interference on 4th down. Then they had the other 4th down touchdown pass into the end zone. On this play, Vassy was able to get that first down, stop the clock. I'm surprised there's a timeout that got called. Rushing the field goal unit on while the clock is going to restart versus having a timeout to get them on. Probably settled Prairie Ridge down.
And look, St. Ignatius played their heart out, but I think the better team won today. There were a couple of breaks that went against Prairie Ridge. And honestly, I think the better team won. I think Prairie Ridge is a little bit more talented than St. Ignatius.
I think we have to look at the rankings. I think St. Ignatius was ranked ahead of Prairie Ridge in both Chicago and where else? The area teams at least. So yeah, I actually thought St. Ignatius was the favorite, and I really did think they were going to win. But the kickoff return from Vassy was good. You know, he made that 4th down conversion. Vassy won this game. So most valuable player, obviously, Vassy.
again.
What a clutch kick, though, by Brogan Amherd after he missed the PAT. They don't get the hold down when it was 12-7. 29-yard kick. It's a chip shot in the NFL, but not in high school.
Well, he had a lot of distance on that boot. I mean, that would have been good from 40. So we got 10 seconds left. 9.7 still. 9.77. In other words, time for a return, and that's it. Maybe a Hail Mary if he doesn't return it very far. Don't do anything stupid, Prairie Ridge. You're in the state finals.
Squib kick. Got to go down right away.
Here's the lateral, fake lateral.
Yeah.
That's not going to work.
Off to Kemp. Kemp with room to run, and then he's brought down. Fumble. St. Ignatius had it briefly. Ball on the grass. That'll do it.
That will do it.
Prairie Ridge advances to the state championship game. What a heartbreaker for the Wolfpack. Well, at the same time, too, there was that fumble that might not have been a fumble. There was that incomplete pass that probably was a touchdown pass. The breaks went St. Ignatius' way. You could make the argument that the game was closer than it needed to be, but at the same time, Tyler Vassy, what a game.
I just go to it was absolutely an instant classic of a game. This was worth playing back many, many times. So many lead changes, controversial calls, great plays, blown coverages. What a fantastic game to have been a part of. Congratulations to Prairie Ridge. They are going to the state championship game next week. They earned it. They've had a fantastic season. This is two heavyweights battling it out. Somebody had to win, somebody had to lose, and the fourth quarter was absolutely a monster of a quarter to watch.
Well, final thoughts before we go to the post-game show, Bob.
Congratulations to both teams. They had fantastic seasons. They both played well. They carried themselves perfectly on the field. This is a great one to be a part of.
Well, St. Ignatius gets close, but the best they'll get is third-place honors this year. Once again, we appreciate everybody watching. If the junior varsity hockey team watched today, we appreciate it. We will upload the version to YouTube as well. St. Ignatius Falls 21-19. Post-game show coming up next. Brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. There's only one present-day Major League Baseball team to never advance to the World Series, and you guessed it, the unluckiest of those MLB franchises is the one and only Seattle Mariners. In case you believe in curses, Mariners fans like to blame the team's unlucky ways on the curse of the Seattle Pilots. If you didn't know, the Pilots were actually the first MLB team in the history of Seattle baseball, but because fans didn't come to the games, Bud Selig and his ownership group bought the Pilots for $10.8 million to bring the franchise to Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Brewers began operations in 1970, meaning the Pilots only lasted 1 year in Seattle. The Pilots filed for bankruptcy on April 1st, 1970, and since then, Mariners fans have been subjected to lackluster baseball. If you're a fan of superstitions, the legend goes that because enough fans didn't attend the Pilot home games, a curse was put on the Brewers and any franchise that would materialize in Seattle thereafter. Since the Pilots left in 1970, the Brewers and Mariners have only played in one combined World Series. Even though the Mariners won 116 regular season games in 2001, the M's still didn't advance to the World Series after having to face off against the New York Yankees during the American League Championship Series. Fans like to point to the curse as the Pilots could have stayed in Seattle if there were more fans at the games. However, according to numerous reports, the situation at Sick's Stadium was so dire that fans couldn't even flush the toilets during home games. Sick's Stadium was reportedly called a pig pen by Oakland Athletics owner Chuck Finley, and the home of the Pilots only allowed 11,000 fans entering the 1969 season. Fans had every right to avoid attending Pilots games, especially since ticket prices for the Pilots were some of the highest in the league. Still, it's quite a coincidence that when the Mariners were 3 weeks away from playing in the 2001 American League Division Series, tragedy struck at the Twin Towers. Do I believe in curses? Absolutely not. But the Yankees were media darlings that October after what happened at the World Trade Center. The talk of baseball prior to September 11th was Ichiro Suzuki's incredible rookie season, and the Mariners looking to obtain the best regular season record in MLB history. But after 9/11, the Mariners were considered more of the indifferent Pacific Coast ball club than the rooting interests of fans. Bud Selig bought the Pilots, and since then, the Brewers have only played in one World Series.
They've only won 5 division titles, and they've only played in the National League Championship Series twice since changing leagues in 1997. Did the baseball gods curse the Brewers for not allowing the Pilots enough time to establish a Seattle franchise? Time will only tell. For those of you who aren't superstitious, the reason for the Mariners' misfortunes have to do with crappy scouting, subsequent lowly draft selections, and overall player development. However, the history of low attendance continued with the early years of Mariners baseball, after the Commissioner's Office awarded Seattle another MLB franchise following the breach of contract lawsuit against the American League. The Mariners continue to have low attendance numbers, similar to the Pilots. The Mariners wouldn't have a winning season until 1991, and even when the ball club showed signs of winning, the M's traded away starting pitcher Bill Swift. Swift won the ERA crown in 1992 and finished third in Cy Young voting in 1993. Swift was traded to San Francisco following that 1991 winning season in Seattle. Things started to turn around during the early 90s once the new owner, Hiroshi Yamauchi, signed manager Lou Piniella. The Mariners would go on to win its first division title in 1995 and win its first postseason series. It was Seattle's first postseason appearance since the franchise began operations in 1977. In fact, if the Mariners hadn't won the 1995 American League West Division, the franchise could have easily left Seattle. The California Angels blew a 13-game lead over Seattle, and the Mariners defeated the Angels 9-1 in the one-game playoff for the AL West Division crown. But, as per the curse of the Seattle Pilots, the M's always find themselves just short of an American League pennant. The 95 ALCS featured 2 unlikely teams, the M's and the Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians, who hadn't won the pennant since 1954, were something of an underdog themselves. The 1995 season would be Seattle's third ever winning season, but they wouldn't play in the Fall Classic. The Indians/Guardians won the 1995 American League Championship Series 4-2, with the Mariners dumping their last 3 in the toilet. In fact, the Mariners went scoreless the last 15 innings of the ALCS. While the Mariners lost the Championship Series, it's still a season that many Seattle baseball fans remember fondly. Ken Griffey Jr.'s famous game-winning run in Game 5 of the division series against the Yankees inevitably led to the development of a video game, Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run. Edgar Martinez's game-winning double from Game 5 was key in enticing the King County Council to vote on a stadium funding package to build the modern-day Safeco Field. With baseball now securely in Washington, the Mariners look to avenge its 1995 ALCS disappointment with a 1997 Fall Classic appearance. To do so, they need to first defeat the best record in the AL, the Baltimore Orioles. Incredibly, the Mariners were supposed to play the Indians, but due to the old rules of division foes not being allowed to play each other during the division series, the Mariners had to play against the best record in the American League, despite having a better record than Cleveland. Would the Mariners have fared better against Cleveland in a rematch from 1995? Who knows? Regardless, the M's lost the 1997 division series in 4 games. Randy Johnson was awful in the series, losing both games. The M's were even worse at home, as they lost games 1 and 2 by a combined score of 18-6. Seattle won Game 3 in Baltimore, but they only managed 2 hits at Camden Yards during Game 4, with one of those hits being a solo shot by Martinez. With basically no offense in Game 4, Randy Johnson gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning, which turned out to be more than enough for the Orioles to eliminate the M's. Seattle would get back to the postseason in 2000, this time as the wildcard representative. In its first and still last ever postseason sweep, the Mariners surprisingly swept the number 1 seed in the White Sox to advance to its second ever ALCS. This time around, Derek Jeter and the Yankees achieved revenge against the Mariners. The M's fought hard, but the Yanks were just too much for Seattle. A 6-game playoff series win saw the Yankees eventually sweep the Mets for their 26th World Series title. The Yankees dominated the Mariners, as 3 of New York's wins were blowout victories. The Mariners' pitching staff just could not contain the Yankees, which was really unsettling because A-Rod led the ALCS in total bases. Seattle once again took on the Yankees in 2001, this time without Alex Rodriguez. However, Ichiro Suzuki won the unfathomable Gold Glove, Silver Slugger, Rookie of the Year, and MVP awards all in the same season as Seattle's leadoff hitter. The 2001 ALCS turned out to be even worse than 2000. With everyone seemingly rooting for the Yankees due to the events of 9/11, the Yankees became the must-watch underdogs. Remember, the Mariners entered the playoffs as the number 1 overall seed, but unlike the 1998 Yankees, who won 114 games, the 2001 Mariners didn't have a superstar besides Ichiro. Brett Boone had a career year with 37 homers and 141 RBI, but could he continue that 6% home run probability into the postseason? The 116-win Mariners entered the ALCS with Ichiro on a hot streak. Ichiro batted .600 in the 5-game division series against the Guardians, but he couldn't continue that streak into the championship series, as Seattle's most valuable player only hit .222 in the 5-game ALCS.
The Yanks easily took care of the Mariners 4-1. Aaron Seeley lost all 3 of his decisions in the 2001 postseason, including Game 5 at Yankee Stadium, where those damn Yankees destroyed the M's 12-3. Mariners legend Edgar Martinez was a non-factor against the Yanks, and fellow 2001 All-Star John Olerud didn't fare much better. Since 2001, the Mariners have not made the postseason. As if the baseball gods hate Mariners fans, the M's have been eliminated on the last day of the season in 2014 and 2021. The M's have the longest playoff drought in all the 4 American professional sports. One of the main reasons for this is the absolutely bizarre trade that was made in 2008. The Mariners somehow thought that Eric Bedard, who had never played an All-Star game, was their missing piece. They gave away their top prospects in Adam Jones, Chris Tillman, and 3 other players for Bedard. Jones became a 5-time All-Star outfielder and helped lead the Orioles back to prominence in the American League East Division. Tillman was a 2003 All-Star who was a major contributor during Baltimore's run in the 2014 postseason. Remember, the Mariners finished 1 win shy of a wild card berth in 2014, but they traded all 5 of those players to Baltimore for Bedard. Bedard finished his career with a losing record, an ERA just under 4, and only lasted 4 seasons in Seattle. Things have been so bad in Seattle that Ichiro broke George Sisler's single-season hit record during a losing season, and Felix Hernandez won the Cy Young with a losing Mariners ball club. So are the Mariners cursed? Well, it sure is weird that the Brewers have never won the World Series, and the Mariners have never appeared in the World Series. If the former Seattle Pilot players wanted to curse Milwaukee and Seattle, it sure is working. Finally, keep in mind that the big unit, A-Rod, Ken Griffey the Kid Jr., and Edgar Papi Martinez were all on the same team, and the Mariners still couldn't make the World Series in 1995 and 1997. Adding insult to injury, A-Rod and the big unit won the World Series once they left Seattle. But do you think that the Mariners are cursed? Why can't the Emerald City ever host a World Series game? Make sure to comment below and subscribe to Sports Broadcast Solutions. There's only one present-day Major League Baseball team to never advance to the World Series, and you guessed it, the unluckiest of those MLB franchises is the one and only Seattle Mariners. In case you believe in curses, Mariners fans like to blame the team's unlucky ways on the curse of the Seattle Pilots. If you didn't know, the Pilots were actually the first MLB team in the history of Seattle baseball, but because fans didn't come to the games, Bud Selig and his ownership group bought the Pilots for $10.8 million to bring the franchise to Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Brewers began operations in 1970, meaning the Pilots only lasted 1 year in Seattle. The Pilots filed for bankruptcy on April 1st, 1970, and since then, Mariners fans have been subjected to lackluster baseball. If you're a fan of superstitions, the legend goes that because enough fans didn't attend the Pilot home games, a curse was put on the Brewers, and any
sport and performance psychology tips.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. My name is Kyle Smith, but I don't matter. This young man matters. He played a heck of a game. Emmett Callahan with a big-time sack. It looked like St. Ignatius was going to get the win, but a huge field goal late in the game as Prairie Ridge advances 21-19 to the state championship game. Welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. My name is Kyle Smith, but I don't matter. This young man matters. He played a heck of a game. Emmett Callahan with a big-time sack. It looked like St. Ignatius was going to get the win, but a huge field goal late in the game as Prairie Ridge advances 21-19 to the state championship game. What a game you guys played today. Didn't get much done offensively in the first half, but you came out swinging in that second half.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just feel like we could have had it. This is our year, and it's sad seeing it go. And it's just, I mean, I feel like everyone played together towards the end, and sadly, we just came up short.
What did it feel like getting that sack to almost look like you guys were going to the state championship game?
I mean, it felt good, but it didn't matter until the game was over. I just felt like still ball to play left and didn't finish.
What did it feel like playing in a state semifinal game? You saw the stats coming in. Tyler Varsity, 392 yards against Crystal Lake South. He had 481 yards last week against Harlem. He had under 300 yards today. You were that close. What does it mean to this program, a team that had never won a playoff game until last year? You guys were a couple minutes away from going to your first ever state championship game.
No one was really intimidated. Everyone was like, just the mindset of don't be scared of anyone. We knew they were going to be good. It's just thought we should have came out and executed a little better, but that's the way it happens.
What was the game plan on defense? It looked like Vassy had to work for every yard today. He did get that 49-yard rush, but besides that, you stifled him at the point of attack.
Just stop him inside and make him bounce it out, and then he had a few good runs, and that's what happened.
So you guys going to play in a consolation game next week?
I don't think so.
Huge for this program. Like I said, a program that didn't have football for 40 years. You guys win your first playoff game last year. This year you go to the state semifinals. You almost win away from St. Ignatius College Prep. What's in store for this program the next couple of years?
I mean, we're losing a good amount of seniors, but we're going to have guys who can step up, and it should be a fun next 2 years, and we'll see what happens. And excited to see, hopefully, another state run.
Final thoughts about the game today. Obviously, not happy about not getting the win, but you guys fought. You took the lead a couple of times and almost got that win today.
I feel like we fought hard. Just a few slip-ups. Maybe if we tightened them down, would have been a win, but that's what happens.
And that does it for our post-game show. So Emmett Callahan with the post-game interview. St. Ignatius loses by 2. Their season's over. Prairie Ridge will take on the winner of Lamont against East St. Louis. So for our excellent crew, for Stephen Ryan, Bob Vilsaway, I'm Kyle Smith signing off. Once again, final score 21-19 in favor of Prairie Ridge, and we'll see you next time on SBS.